Check one. Brothers and sisters, as we dive deeper into the spiritual ocean of knowledge and wisdom on this second day of conference, we have a captivating program lined up for you. The Upanishads beautifully convey the individual self diluted by forgetfulness of his identity with the divine self, bewildered by his ego, grieves, and is sad. But when he recognizes the worshipful Lord as his own true self and withholds his glory, he grieves no more. Today we embark on a journey to Kurukshetra, the battleground when the eternal conflict between the forces of good, dharma, and evil, adharma, unfolds. The preparation of the mind, particularly those aligned with dharma, for the impending battle against the forces of adharma lies at the Bhagavan's teachings in the Bhagavad Gita. To depict this profound theme, we now heartily invite the young adults of Sri Lanka to offer to his divine lotus feet a thought-provoking drama titled Kurukshetra, A Mind at War.
The Pandavas had successfully completed the 12-year exile and lived in hiding for 1 year in the kingdom of Virata. This was a trap laid down by the wicked minds in Hastinapur. After this, they were awaiting a message from King Dhritarashtra, informing them that he was returning Indraprastha back to the Pandavas. The anticipated message never came. Instead, the response from Hastinapur, especially from Duryodhana, was abusive with no indication of returning Indraprastha. Following this, Lord Krishna visited Hastinapur as an emissary to bring lasting peace and put an end to the injustice meted out to the Pandavas.
Vasudeva, I want you to understand clearly that I have no intention at any given time to hand over Indraprastha back to the Pandavas. Now you have our message loud and clear. You are well advised to take this back to Panchala.
Duryodhana, your arrogance is your first enemy. It blinds you from developing dharmic thoughts because, firstly, you are not aware of the existence of conscience, the eternal guide in life through a process of discrimination. If you are guided by a conscience, you will realize that as the Prince of Hastinapur, you do not yield any authority. You are merely a servant carrying out what the king needs.
Vasudeva Krishna. Remember, the Pandavas lost all their possessions and themselves became slaves along with their wife Draupadi in a game of dice. The Pandavas failed to stay in incognito for the stipulated period when they took part in the Virata War. Even the king cannot overlook this error of judgment.
O King of Gandhar, claims that the Pandavas came out of their hiding before the stipulated period is a controversy kindled by Duryodhana himself. It only exposes his untruthfulness, born out of greed.
Vasudeva, do you think the game of dice would have been possible without their participation? The Pandavas should face the consequences of their actions.
I totally agree with you, my dear Duryodhana. Krishna, your Pandavas willingly participated in the game of dice. They too have committed adharma.
Now that you have raised this issue about gambling, may I ask you who initiated it in the first place? Was it the Pandavas? The Pandavas trusted their king and their cousins. Did they expect such betrayal? But they were protected by their devotion to God and by their dharma.
Oh Krishna, what happened 13 years ago was a regrettable incident. Please let us have your proposal to make amends for the injustice committed against the Pandavas.
If the kingdom was not divided by the king to accommodate Prince Duryodhana, then Yudhishthira, being the eldest of the Kuru dynasty, would have been the rightful choice to the throne. Anyway, now we will have to return the kingdom of Indraprastha to the Pandavas. If not, it will only bring greater calamity to Hastinapur. And if we do, we will achieve much needed peace.
My dear king, this is a scheme. A scheme set by Vasudeva Krishnan. If the Pandavas get back their kingdom, they become independent. Then no one can stop them from attacking us.
The Pandavas and their allies harbor no grudge against Hastinapur. They only wish to have their lost kingdom back and do not have any plans of expansion. The king should extend support to their request.
Krishna, when I was young, they gave the Pandavas part of our kingdom which did not belong to them. The elders did this out of ignorance. However, now I am neither a child nor ignorant to divide the kingdom. I am not willing to consider their request.
Duryodhana, do not be in a hurry. Have patience.
Father, are you seriously thinking about giving away what rightfully belongs to me from birth?
My dear son, it is a small sacrifice you need to make in order to achieve greater success.
I am your rightful heir. Do you want me to rule only half of what belongs to me?
It is either this or we meet them in the battlefield, my dear son. I'd rather have you rule half the kingdom than have you dead on the battlefield.
Listen to your father, Duryodhana. This is your last opportunity to put things right. Don't let your ego blind your judgment. What you reap is what you sow.
I will not surrender anything to the Pandavas. I will be willing to accept a hopeless beggar as my master. I will willingly surrender my head to Yamaraj. But I will not give the Pandavas my kingdom. Listen to me very carefully. Forget Indraprastha or even 5 villages. I will not even give the Pandavas 5 pin bricks of land.
Stop this right away. It is an unwritten rule that phones are not allowed on the stage, especially during rehearsals. Boys, we only have few days left for the competition. Is this some kind of a joke? You have interrupted the flow of my drama. Sabri, just get off my sight and answer the call. Alright, boys. Judging by what I've seen during the past few minutes, the play is indeed coming out well. But I feel y'all could improve on certain areas. Shyam, your overall performance as Saguni is so much better. Try to improve on that body language while delivering your dialogues. Aravind, you're doing okay as Krishna, but the first few dialogues, these contain the whole essence of our stage play. Are you aware of it?
Yes, sir. I think I can understand how good thoughts lead to positive words and actions, and how bad thoughts lead to negativity.
Yes, that's correct. Could you repeat them for me with apt emotions, please? Never mind. Remember, when we staged this drama for the first time during the college cultural day, your seniors, Gautam and Abhinav, played the Krishna and Duryodhana roles. Since they have now graduated from college, I had to choose between the two of you. Both roles are vital, and I trusted your words and made this decision. Though I had chosen Sathya for the role of Krishna initially, it seemed as if he was more suited for the role of Duryodhana.
Sir, I understand. I will definitely do justice to this role. I will work hard and...
Hold on, Aravind. Sathya, can you perform Krishna's first few dialogues?
Sir, me? If you want me to enact Duryodhana's role, I can deliver the dialogue. But...
Sathya, just forget your Duryodhana at this moment. Alright? Create your Krishna in your heart. And I want you to deliver the first dialogue of Krishna. Take your time.
Swami, I am in an awkward situation. Aravind has been already selected to play the role of Krishna. Delivering his dialogue will cause embarrassment to both of us. On the other hand, I cannot disobey the teacher. Swami, please guide me from within. Duryodhana, Your arrogance. Sorry, sir. Duryodhana, your arrogance is your first enemy. It blinds you from developing dharmic thoughts because, in the first place, you are not aware of the existence of conscience, the eternal guide.
You see the difference? Krishna should always remain calm in all situations. Acting is a meditation. You have to contemplate on the message and assimilate the essence in order to deliver that on the stage. And Sathya, you are Duryodhana, a symbol of all the other 100 Kauravas. You should be the powerful and dominant one here. I don't know what's happening here. Dhritarashtra is always with his phone. Krishna is behaving like Duryodhana. And Duryodhana looks like some helpless person. What's happening here?
Sir, we just got our desserts delivered on time for lunch.
Seems like the king wants to give cupcakes to the Pandavas instead of their rightful kingdom.
What a weird ringtone, Sabri. You told me about changing your phone, right? Before that, could you please change your ringtone, man?
So, Sabri, what was that very important business call you got?
Business call? That was the Uber Eats driver.
Kumaran sir was very close to blasting you for that.
Oh, please. Even he was on a call backstage when our scene was in progress.
Be careful, Sabri. You don't want to push him too much.
I already feel like someone is influencing him. He's behaving very strangely these days. Why should he change you from Krishna to Duryodhana?
Arun, I was also involved in writing the script a few months before the cultural day. Initially, me and Aravind took up insignificant roles, but once our seniors graduated, we stepped in to take up more challenging ones. I felt I was doing well with Krishna, but maybe Sir felt otherwise. Remember, it's a team effort, right?
Now that I come to think of it, Sathya, you never told us as to why you were reassigned from Krishna to Duryodhana.
It seems like someone worked overtime to pull you down purposefully.
I honestly don't know, Sabri. One day, Sir just came up to me and said,
Satya, your performance as Krishna is not up to the mark. It seems you will have to play the role of Duryodhana. Aravind will take up the Krishna role in the competition.
Anyways, I do believe that whatever Kumaran Sir does, he would do that in the best interest of the whole team, right?
Yeah, fair enough. I remember my mum often boasting proudly about how my brother played the role of Krishna back in his college days for the cultural festival.
Seems like the same script has been floating around for this many years in our college.
Hold on. Wasn't your brother the best all-round student of his year?
Oh yes, he was indeed. What a way to end his academic stint at this prestigious college, man.
Wow. What's he doing currently?
Oh, he got this job offer from Infosys IT. It's a pretty well-paying job too.
Oh, really? That's amazing, man. Isn't Infosys IT the main sponsor of our drama competition?
Indeed, Arun. Besides, let me tell you my observation. The graduating student who wins the all round award from our college is usually handpicked by Infosys IT to work for them. Also, this drama competition would decide the fate of two of our good friends.
Oh, wow. Are you serious?
Yes, indeed. I have observed this trend for the past 5 years. And I have reliable sources confirming that both Sathya and Aravind have been nominated for this award.
That's amazing to hear, man. You should be awarded as the best detective for unearthing such a valuable information. Kids these days, always busy with their electronic devices. At least I use my iPad for browsing.
Aravind, you seem to be in deep thought. Anything I can help you with? Okay. Do you want some of this paneer?
No. I am allergic to these dairy products and even ghee.
I haven't seen you at Bhajans for a while now. What's going on?
I only wasn't there last week, right? So Satya, how is Duryodhana playing out for you now?
I think I'm managing all right, but there are many areas to improve.
Yeah, I overheard what Kumaran sir said. Did he say you were being too soft as Duryodhana?
Seems so. It is not in my nature to be rude and arrogant.
Well, that is the gist of acting, right? You pretend to be someone that you are actually not in real life.
Easy for you to say. You are a natural Krishna.
Oh, please. You heard what Kumaran sir said, right? I need to be more like you, to be honest.
I think it's best if both of us went back to our previous roles.
Yes. You're right. Maybe Kumaran sir doesn't know what he's doing.
No. Whatever he does, he must have done it for a reason.
Yeah, he's our guru. And Satya, what do you think his reasons are for making such decisions on the roles?
I just don't know. Maybe it's just meant to happen. You get what you deserve, right? Oh, looks like we are out of tape. I'll go ask Miss Rosa. She'll always have a mini stationery shop in her handbag.
So, Aravind, what was Duryodhana rambling about?
It's nothing, sir. It's the usual.
Hey, what are you trying to hide from me, huh? What was that discussion about?
He keeps saying the same old things over and over again, sir. It's nothing. Don't worry.
Aravind, tell me right now. What did a feeble Duryodhana say?
Well, sir, he's not quite happy with your casting. He told me that.
Sir thinks he is this infamous Christopher Nolan. But in reality, he can't even direct an advertisement, man.
What? How dare you say that?
Sir, it was Sathya. Sathya himself.
How dare he say that? Hello? He's exactly who I thought he was. That two-faced.
Yeah? Who are you calling two-faced? Mind you, you'll have to head home for dinner tonight, okay?
Oh, it's you. Sorry, my dear. I was actually talking to my students.
Phew. What a great escape. The world is indeed a challenging stage. Everyone has something to hide from inside and yet reveal something else on the outside for our own benefit. It seems that we need to carefully navigate our thoughts, words, and actions to achieve our goals. I seem to have mastered this vital skill. I feel like I'm in control. Looking back at what I had to do to get here. What a journey it's been. Getting a job at Infosys IT is not as easy as you think. But as per my survey, if I get this all-round student award, I definitely get noticed. So, I need a prominent role that will greatly increase my chances of winning this award. Seems like the Krishna role will get me to my goal. But it's with Sathya. He's my competitor to get this award. So, here are the steps to get that goal. First, you have to wash it with emotions and sentiments. Then chop them into little cubes of contempt, fear, and rage. And thereafter, drop them into a bowl for preparation. Next, grab a handful of hatred towards Sathya and sprinkle it gently over the mind of Kumaran sir. If things are not spicy enough, just tell a lie or two until you get the desired effect. Much like paneer, successfully manipulating someone requires patience and skill, but the end result makes all of that worthwhile. And that's the end of the recipe. Hope you learned something out of this video. Catch you soon.
You see, Krishna didn't take an avatar to demolish adharma or adharmic people. Avatars are natural occurrences that happen to balance the dharmic cycle. It can be compared to sunlight. The dharmic light does its job to balance the equilibrium. But meanwhile, adharma gets burnt in the heat of the same sun, which is not its intention.
Yes, sir. Even in Ramayana, did Rama go in search of Ravana? Adharma paved its way on its own towards Dharma and gets destroyed.
What was that? Are they giving you an Oscar for such an act? Remember the rule. Acting is all about 10% through words. The rest should be felt. Body language. In the end, the delivery of the message matters.
Remember, you need to be the center of attention when it's your turn to speak. Your performance is the only thing that should matter to you.
It's not like that, son. A drama is about conveying a message to the audience.
Oh, really? Then what is the message of this drama?
Aravind, remember that you play the role of Lord Krishna, the protagonist of our drama?
I know. But what does that have to do with this?
Everything. Your character is the ideal human being.
Yeah, but that's all just acting, right?
No. Each character represents a message to the audience about what to be and what not to be. You make the decision. You are either Yudhishthira or a Duryodhana.
But all of that depends on how good I'm playing the character, right?
If you concentrate solely on your performance, the audience will only register Aravind, not Lord Krishna.
And what's so wrong about that?
You don't understand, do you? When you are playing a role like Lord Krishna, your thoughts, words, and deeds should be aligned with your character.
Are you saying that I'm not like that? Am I not? Am I not?
Till date, I haven't told anyone that it was you who insisted on replacing you with Sathya for the Krishna's role. Everyone else thinks that I did it on my own. And some of these boys look at me like a villain. Though I notice this, did I even tell anyone how much hatred you have for Sathya? Don't make me do that. I know you did all of this for that all-rounder award. Your ego is greater than that of Duryodhana. And yet, you want to act as Lord Krishna? Huh, that's right. You can only pretend to be Krishna. But in reality, you are none other than that cunning Saguni himself.
Aravind, why feeling down?
Just leave me alone, Shyam.
Okay.
If you had an opportunity similar to this, to get such a prominent role, would you have just let it go? Now I'm confused.
Our actions define us, right? I would have done what was right for me.
But I did what I thought was right.
That totally depends on the way you see the world. Mind is a bundle of desires. Each one of us chooses a path that feels right to us. Your intentions are acceptable, but the way you went about to achieve it was not.
But why? How come the way I did it is not acceptable?
You did all this to reach your goal, but were you able to openly tell that to anyone? You were in disguise, right? You had to pretend like you did nothing. Eventually, it cost you your good friends too. Now you realize the power of right actions, Aravind. That's the power of Dharma. Do you remember your dialogue as Krishna? What advice did you have for Duryodhana?
Swami? What are you doing here?
And the award for the best student of the year 2023 goes to Aravind Balakrishnan.
Me? Finally. After everything I've been through, I've finally done it.
Duryodhana, your arrogance is your first enemy. It blinds you from developing dharmic thoughts because, firstly, you are not aware of the existence of conscience.
What's happening to me? Why do I feel guilty? I should be celebrating.
It only exposes his untruthfulness, born out of greed. This is your last opportunity to put things right. Don't let your ego blind your judgment. What you reap is what you sow.
Swami, what have I done, Swami? I've been as blind as King Dhritarashtra, as arrogant and vile as Duryodhana, as manipulative as Saguni. Swami, please forgive me for what I've done. Sathya, you deserve this role. And you were Kumaran sir's first choice for Lord Krishna. I influenced him and made him choose me. As an atonement for that, I should let you play this role, Sathya. You deserve that award as well.
Everything happens for a reason, Aravind.
Swami told us to conserve electricity. But he didn't tell us to live entirely in the dark. Sathya, switch on the lights, man.
Sathya, may I?
Please.
It's so nice of you, boys. Thanks for having me.
Sir, we wouldn't have pulled this off without your guidance.
My apologies, sir. My room is not. Preparing for the competition was my utmost.
Ah, the drama is finally over, Sathya. Also, Sabri, Raju sir wanted me to convey his wishes to you on playing the role of the king. He was quite impressed by what you did on stage. By the way, where is Aravind?
He's.
Sir, you know what? He asked Satya to take back Krishna's role. But Satya refused to do so.
Oh, really? Yesterday, his performance was so good. He felt the importance of the role and played it well.
He did talk to each one of us and apologized profusely for his actions, sir. He has ultimately realized the essence of the dialogues that he spoke on the stage and how important it is to practice what one preaches.
Also, he was so happy for Sathya. Yes, guys. He was really happy. He wasn't acting.
So you also saw him applauding when Sathya got the best all-round performer.
It would be funny to say, but he was literally tearing up.
That's his guilty conscience. He must have gotten relieved. Eyes are the doors to our souls. Sathya, can I see that award?
Why not, sir? Sure. I kept it in front of my divine master. Let me get that.
Divine Master?
He is Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, my beloved Guru.
Sathya really deserves both the award and the job. But I feel bad for Aravind as well.
Sir, you don't have to worry about him. His mouth is enough to take care of him and a few more others as well.
That's enough, Sabri.
Ah, here we go. Finally, Aravind is here.
I'm afraid I'm not the great human being you all thought I am. While a person who repents his action and apologizes is a human being, he who forgives is considered a great human being. I was indeed naive about the whole situation, but you all have proven to be great human beings, dear friends.
Should have added this dialogue to our drama.
Son, remember, If Saguni didn't exist, we wouldn't have had a Mahabharat or even a Bhagavad Gita. Now, your realization is a message to all of us, Aravind.
This is exactly what my loving Swami has emphasized during his divine discourses. Even though many of you wouldn't have known about my divine master, let me at least convey his message.
ప్రేమ స్వరూపులారా, కనుక మీరు చెడ్డ భావనకు ఏమాత్రం అవకాశం ఇవ్వకండి.
Never give scope for bad thoughts.
బ్యాడ్ వర్డ్స్ అంతా మీరు అవకాశం ఇవ్వకండి.
Never speak bad words.
పవిత్రమైనటువంటి ఒక పదవులు మీరు ఉపయోగపెట్టండి.
Use always sacred words.
తీయని పదవులు ఉపయోగపెట్టండి.
Talk sweetly.
దైవనామాన్ని ఉపయోగపెట్టండి.
And sing glory of God.
దానివల్లనే జగత్తుకంతా మనం ఉపకారం చేసిన వారం అవుతాం.
That renders almost a help to the whole
Help
world.
ever, hurt never.
Help ever, hurt never.
ఇతరులకు ఏమాత్రం కూడా అపకారం చేయకండి.
Never harm anybody.
ఉపకారమే చేస్తూ రండి.
Help others continuously. You will not
భావం
receive that.
తద్భవతి.
As is your feeling, so will be your experience.
కనుకనే నీ యొక్క చెడ్డ భావములే నీకు ఆ రియాక్షన్, రీసౌండ్ అండ్ రిఫ్లెక్షన్ గా వస్తున్నాయి.
It's only your bad thought that comes back to you in the form of reaction, reflection and resound.
ఇది ఏమాత్రము జీవుల్లోటి చెడ్డ గుణములు కాదు.
Never give any scope for such things.
నీ యందున్నటువంటి చెడ్డ గుణములే.
In fact, all qualities are in you.
కేవలం నీ యొక్క జీవులపైన నిరూపించి వాటిని నీవు హింసిస్తున్నావు.
You attribute these things to other beings and blame them.
ఎలాంటి వారినైనా సరే నీకు దుర్మార్గంగా వచ్చే వారిని నువ్వు ప్రేమించు.
Let him be anyone, good or bad, you should continue to love.
Sairam. Thank you to the young adults of Sri Lanka for the mesmerizing portrayal of Guru Kshetra. A Mind at War. This drama has not only entertained us, but also enlightened our hearts and minds. Swami says, cultivate the divine qualities of love, compassion, humility, and reverence for all living beings. Reverence towards the earth and all other elements. You can thus draw upon yourself the grace of God and render your life beneficial and fruitful. In our next presentation, the talented children of SSE Sai Spiritual Education Sri Lanka take the stage to present a skit titled Save the Planet. Through their engaging and thought-provoking narrative, these young performers shed light on the pressing need for environmental conservation. With the heartfelt performances and impactful messages, this skit serves as a poignant reminder that even the youngest voices can play a pivotal role in saving our precious planet. Please join me in welcoming the SSE children of Sri Lanka as they take us on a journey to save the planet.
created this beautiful earth and nature for our existence. Like a compassionate mother, nature, nurture, sustain and protect us. The 5 elements: sky, air, water, fire, and earth, in different formations, represent all living beings on this planet.
Today, the man is not happy with what he gets from nature. He wants more and more. To get that, he is willing to destroy Mother Nature. The Earth of the 80s led a life respecting nature more than the Earth of 2020s. Let us invite both for a discussion.
Who is coughing? I'm the smart Earth of 2020.
You call this smart? You are covered with a polluted atmosphere, plastics and chemical fields.
That is only one side of the story. Look at those modern apartments, hotels, and factories.
Do you know how many trees have been cut down to raise these buildings? The world is losing more than 100 species of plants, animals, and insects every day.
But people want that world. They want to live a comfortable life. They keep upgrading everything they have. Vehicles, houses, mobile phones, and even watches. Do you see my development? I am so progressive.
It is not progressive. It is destructive. You showed me the present. Let me show you the future. Mother, I'm not able to breathe.
The air is so polluted. It is sad that the past generation has never thought of the future.
Father, I'm very thirsty. I need some water.
I am sorry, my dear son. I can't find water anywhere.
Grandpa! Grandpa! The heat is unbearable. Take me to a cool place.
Oh Lord, please, please save these children.
Embodiments of love. In this world, trees, rivers, and cows help all living beings without expecting anything in return. It is your duty to protect Mother Nature. Once, a greedy person owned a duck, which used to lay a golden egg every day. One day, he ripped open the stomach of the duck, thinking that he would get many golden eggs at a time. Today, man is also indulging in such greedy acts. He aspires for more and more, and in the process, he is creating an imbalance in nature. I will give you a simple mantra to take you on the correct path. Bring harmony into your thought, word, and deed. Practice the 5 human values of love, truth, right conduct, peace, and non-violence. This will not only save the planet, but will also bring love and peace to the planet.
Let's see what we can do to save the planet for me and you. Let's see what we can do to save the planet for me and you. EARTH, planet Earth is a happy place. EARTH, planet Earth is a happy place. La 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 la. La 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 la. Let's see what we can do to save the planet for me and you. Let's see what we can do to save the planet for me and you. E is for environment, keep it clean. If we stand together, we'll make the best team. La 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 la. La 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 la. A is for the animals that we love, swimming and walking and flying above. La 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 la. La 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 la. Let's see what we can do to save the planet for me and you. Let's see what we can do to save the planet for me and you. R is for recycle or use it again. Separate your trash into the right bin. La 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 la. La 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 la. T is for traveling every day. Leave the car and rather walk this way. La 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 la. La 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 la. Let's see what we can do to save the planet for me and you. Let's see what we can do to save the planet for me and you. H is for humans, that's what we are. If we work together, we can go so far. EARTH, planet Earth is a happy place. La 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 la. La 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 la. Let's see what we can do to save the planet for me and you. Let's see what we can do to save the planet for me and you. Let's see what we can do to save the planet for me and you. Let's see what we can do to save the planet for me and you.
Thank you to our talented young performers of SSE Sai Spiritual Education, Sri Lanka. for their captivating skit, which conveyed to us the much needed reminder to preserve and safeguard our precious earth. As we navigate through the complexities of our fast-paced and ever-evolving world, the pursuit of a balanced life has become one of importance. This quest transcends every facade of our existence, from the personal to the professional, and encompasses our physical well-being as well as our mental and emotional health. Before we move on to the next item, I would like to reiterate that translations are taking place in both Tamil and Sinhala. Please scan the QR code available at the door entrance of this auditorium. Thank you.
මීළඟ වැඩසටහනට යන්න පෙර සුළු නිවේදනයක්. ඔබට මේ වැඩසටහනවල සිංහල පරිවර්තනය ඕන වෙයි නම් අපේ ශ්‍රවණාගාරයේ දොරටුවේ QR கோட்යක් තියෙනවා. ඒක ஸ்கேன் කරගන්න. அடுத்த நிகழ்வுக்கு செல்வ முன்பதாக ஒரு சிறு அறிவித்தல். உங்களுக்கு நிகழ்வுகளின் மொழிபெயர்ப்பு தமிழில் தேவைப்படுமாயின் எமது கேட்போர் கூடத்தின் கதவுகளில் QR கோட்கள் வழங்கப்பட்டுள்ளன. அதை ஸ்கேன் செய்து உங்களுக்கு தேவையான மொழிபெயர்ப்பை பெற்றுக்கொள்ள முடியும்.
Brothers and sisters, it is with great pleasure that we introduce our next speaker, Sister Anuradha Venkateshwaran, an esteemed alumnus of Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning and a thought-provoking speaker. Sister Anuradha was born into a family that has been in Swami's fold since 1964. Sister Anuradha went through the Balvikas Sai Spiritual Education Program in Chennai, India, and graduated from the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, Anantapur campus with a bachelor's degree in physics. After moving to the United States, she has been actively involved in the education, devotion, and service wings of the Sai organization. Currently, Sister Anuradha serves as the devotional coordinator for SSSIO USA Southeast region and conducts weekly online study circles. She is also the SSE coordinator of the Northeast Atlanta Sai Center, where she teaches Group 4 SSE students. During the pandemic, Sister Anuradha had the opportunity to share Swami's messages and stories virtually in several countries. During these sessions, she has felt a universality of Swami's love through his devotees. Professionally, she is a consultant in a financial institution. We now warmly invite Sister Anuradha Venkateshwaran to the podium.
I offer my prayerful salutations at the divine lotus feet of our most beloved Bhagwan. Respected elders, brothers and sisters, dear young adults, loving Sai Ram to you all. இலங்கையில் உள்ள பக்தர்கள் அனைவருக்கும் என் சாய்ராம்ஸ் அன்பு கலந்த சாய்ராம்ஸ். இந்த எம்சிஸ் பேசுகிறத கேட்டதுக்கப்புறம் நான் டெஃபினட்டாக தமிழில் பேச ட்ரை பண்ண மாட்டேன். What a glorious day and a half it's been. Yesterday was just filled with love and devotion from all the devotees here, from all the different programs that we got to witness. I'd like to take a moment to offer my gratitude to all the organizers and every single volunteer who made this event happen. You know, it was just very moving to see that in this land where Lord Sri Ram and his greatest devotee, Bhakta Hanuman, have set foot in this land, to have an opportunity to set foot here and experience the love of all the devotees through, Swami's love here. And for those of us who are here from other countries, to experience the love and hospitality of everybody. I actually felt like I was in Parthi as our car pulled in to see the sea of white, the brothers in the white, and the ladies were all in yellow yesterday. It totally reminded me of Parthi. So once again, congratulations to all of you, the organizers, and kudos for your efforts. The Telugu word for effort is shrama. Once when a devotee was thanking Swami for sending relief for people that needed relief supplies, they said, Swami, enta shrama tiskunnaru Swami. And Swami said, Bangaru, idi shrama kadu prema. This is not effort, this is love. And that's how Swami wants us to serve, doesn't it? We watched that beautiful play by the young adults, very thought-provoking, very deep. To see young adults share such deep messages is very, very inspiring indeed. And Swami has a way of demystifying the most esoteric, most philosophical, aspects. And he says, if you take the first word of the Bhagavad Gita and the last word and put it together, string it together, it forms Mama Dharma. Dharma from the first word, Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre. Matir Mama is how the Bhagavad Gita ends. He says if you combine the last word Mama and the first word Dharma, it says my duty. And this morning, Brother Krishnamurti eloquently, so much purity and innocence and love, he shared how work is worship with all of us. Each of us have our own duties to perform. A student's duty is to study well. Parents' duty is to raise their children dharmically. So, and SSC teachers' duty is also very important, right? Because they're molding the future citizens of the world in a dharmic manner. And part of our dharma, our duty is this non-spiritual life. And Brother Arvind, you touched upon this beautifully yesterday. But we are all here at this conference as spiritual aspirants, as sadhakas. And most of the time, we end up struggling with how to balance these two. But what does it mean to live a balanced life? In the US, where I come from, there is a lot of talk about work-life balance, school-life balance. And even in the Sai organization, we may say Sai work and non-Sai work balance. This is something we tend to struggle with. But is this the balance that we are talking about here? Is this the topic that's given to me? If that's the kind of balance you're looking to learn about, I'm sure there's a dozen TED Talks you can listen to or meet with a life coach and have a few sessions and they'll tell you how to balance that. I don't think that's the reason we're here. I don't think that's the reason this topic was given to me. So the question is not really work-life balance, but it's Sai work and life balance. Now, Uncle Manoj, in your welcome address yesterday, you mentioned that anything can trigger transformation. Anything. You said it could be a word, a song, it could be a workshop that maybe you attended yesterday, hint, maybe the awareness workshop. So anything can trigger that transformation in you. And it can be that catalyst for a change. Now, we've heard about boot camp training programs, fad diets, intermittent fasting, which is really catching on a lot these days, and prescriptions for better sleep. And Sister Ramadevi, you talked about it yesterday. And these are, mind you, these are multi-billion-dollar industries. And some of you may be even employed in some of these industries here. But do these provide life-sustaining solutions? That is the question. So yesterday we attended the East workshops. Swami's teachings, right? Having that awareness of your inner divinity. I am Sai, I am God. Swami is in me, I am Swami. If we believe I am Swami, will I eat that second burger? Will I go for that fourth slice of pizza, knowing fully well it's going to give me indigestion and I'm going to lose sleep? Asking that question, asking that deep question. Now, Uncle, you also mentioned about Tulsidas. And I want to, you talked about in the reference of a transformation, how the transformation came from his wife Saraswati Bai, and I'm sure a lot of men would agree that it's through your wives you may have been drawn to Swami. So yesterday, the workshops, Uncle Ashok kept reminding everybody. Yes. So I want to share the story of Srinivasa Nayaka. Now, many of you may or may not be familiar. He was a wealthy merchant. In fact, in those days, he was called Navakoti Nayakar. In those days, he owned 9 crores of rupees, which is a lot of money. He was a merchant, and this, yesterday, Brother Arvind, you talked about Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. It is the same wealth that brought him to Swami, that brought him to God. And he turned into the saint Purandaradasa. Swami has reminded us on several occasions. He said, of all beings, of all living beings, the rarest it is to have a human birth. And women, for the women, he said, it's even more special to be born as a woman. So give yourselves a pat on the back for that. So Adi Shankara, Saint Adi Shankara has said, 3 boons are very, very rare to get. They are Manushyatvam, Mumukshatvam, Mahapurushasya Samshrayam. Manushyatvam is this human birth that we've all gotten. Mumukshatvam is this intense desire for liberation. I need to reach Swami, I need to get this, having that intense desire. And Mahapurushasya, Swami is not just a Mahapurusha, he's God himself. And we are so fortunate, we can again pat ourselves on the back, that we have been blessed with all 3. But what are we going to do with it, is the question. Fantastic, you have all of these blessings. Now that you have it, what are you going to do with it, is the question of the hour. As Swami would beautifully say, is this life been given to you for khana, pina, sona, marna? For eating, drinking, making merry and dying? No, jantunam narajanma durlabham. It is so rare to get this human birth. And he has given us humans these faculties so it will help us rise from the animal to the human to the divine. That's the ultimate goal. We can't be in our comfort zones and say, no, I am human. Swami is with me, but Swami is not in me. Doesn't work like that. Just because we are not comfortable with the idea, we cannot say it doesn't. And again, Brother Arvind and Brother Krishnamurti, you actually covered a lot of my talking points. And if it's any source of consolation, I'm not going to take extra time from you. Just being the speaker that's between you and lunch, I'll be cognizant of time today. Brother, you touched upon the 4 Purusharthas. And this is, in common parlance, known as the goal of life. Now, these are, as we discussed, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, which is righteousness, wealth, desire, and liberation. These are given a worldly meaning in general, but Swami reminds us that the real meaning is actually spiritual. And he says, the term dharma does not pertain to the body, doesn't pertain to this human body. He says, the true dharma of every human being is to determine what is permanent and what is transient, and to seek that and realize that divine. Now, artha, we may often think it's just accumulation of wealth, accumulation of property. But so Swami says the real wealth that man should acquire is divine wisdom. Kama, we generally tend to associate that with desires for material things, material objects, mundane desires. But Swami says madness for God. In fact, he says madness for God is the most beneficial and least harmful. So if you have that pitchy for God, keep it up. And liberation, of course, is shedding of this bodily attachment to attain unity with God. Now, combining these 4 Purusharthas, the Purusharthas actually symbolize dharmic earning with a desire for liberation. In one sentence, if I were to put that, to earn your wealth dharmically and desire for liberation. And Swami has further simplified it by giving his 4 Fs. Follow the master, face the devil, fight till the end, and finish the game. He says, follow the masters, observe righteousness, as we saw in the play, observe righteousness. Face the devil means overcome these obstacles. And these temptation, when you're trying to earn wealth, you are faced with these situations where there's an easy way out, where there is an opportunity to cheat somebody, not report something on taxes. There are all these easy ways that you can get around fighting against that. Face the devil. And fight till the end means waging war. I know several speakers before me alluded to that. The kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, the 6 vices, beginning with lust, fighting till the end. That's what this means. And finishing the game means not stopping until we achieve this goal, not giving up very easily. So how do we go about doing this? That is the question, right? In my opinion, my humble opinion, living a balanced life means doing all work as God's work and not separating something as this is office work, this is personal work, and this is organization work, and this is sai work. Doing everything as God's work. That is how we can balance. I feel that's a secret. Sometimes, as they say, the obvious we miss. The obvious thing we miss, and we try to make things complicated in life. And there are several stories. I know many of you may be tired and sleepy from the long day yesterday, and I hear the sleep workshop were really good, and they encouraged you to sleep more, sleep well. So for a few minutes, if you can forget about that and focus on what I have to share. I have a few stories that I planned on sharing today. The way I remember things is by stories or by experiences. So I'm going to share a few that I thought of. And in a divine discourse that Swami delivered to some devotees in the East Godavari district, in fact, it was from Mirtipadu, that's the place, and several of the delegates happened to be farmers. And Swami is so beautiful, Deshakala Paristitis, he was so good at that. He would look at the audience and he would say what they needed to hear. And to this contingent of devotees, where many of them were farmers, Swami spoke in a language that they understood. And he said, there is this Chinna Katha, even like a time like this when everybody is a little drowsy, Swami would suddenly say, okay, Chinna Katha, and then all the eyes would perk up. They would go, oh yes, and then our necks would crane to listen to what Swami has to share. And Swami narrated the story of sage Narada going out to seek Lord Vishnu, and he asks him, almost with a little bit of ego, and he says, oh Lord, I would like to know who is your greatest devotee. Please do enlighten me. And somewhere deep inside, Narada is hoping that Mahavishnu will say, of course it is you, Narada. Sada, you're always saying Narayana, Narayana. Who else could it be? But to his dismay, Lord Vishnu says, there is this villager, there is this farmer in this village in India. He is my favorite, dearest devotee. Yesterday somebody mentioned it's more important to be dear to Swami than near to Swami. So the Lord himself says, this farmer is my dear devotee. So now Narada is naturally very curious. He wonders, how can a farmer be more devoted to the Lord than me? So of course he travels there and he observes this farmer. And he says, he wakes up in the morning, he says a prayer. He says a prayer at lunchtime, and he says another prayer before going to bed. Throughout the day, I take the name of the Lord so many times. How can this man be a great devotee? So he comes back to confront Lord Vishnu and ask him, how is this even fair? And then Lord Vishnu tells him, before he performs every task, and what task could a farmer be performing? Tilling the land, sowing the seeds. He says, before he performed every task, he would think of me. Sarvam Vishnarpanam, he would offer everything to me. And this to me is leading a balanced life. And Swami gives this analogy, and he makes things so easy to understand, and that's the beauty of our loving Lord. He packages it so beautifully. In a divine discourse delivered in April of 1993, Swami gave this analogy. He says, imagine there's this tumbler of water, this glass of water. You add a teaspoon of sugar in it. After you add the teaspoon of sugar, if you take another teaspoon and take the water from the top and drink it, the water is going to be tasteless. It's not going to be sweet. If you want this water to be sweet, what do you need to do? You take a spoon, you dip it in there, and you stir it. And now, no matter where you take the water from, it's going to be sweet, isn't it? And Swami says, your heart is the cup. Your heart is the cup, and divinity is the sugar. So try to picture this in your mind. Your heart is the cup, divinity is the sugar, the worldly desires, this is the water. And Swami says, using the spoon of intellect, your buddhi, when you stir this water, which is your spiritual discipline, your sadhana, divinity will spread all over, and your life will be filled with sweetness. Where, as Sister mentioned, I had the good fortune of studying in Swami's Anantapur College, and we had some chores that were assigned to us on certain days of the week, and the chores included chopping vegetables, rolling chapatis, and sweeping some of the areas. And Swami would say, when you're chopping the vegetables, imagine you're cutting the ego. He would say, when you're sweeping your rooms, imagine you're sweeping these Arishad Vargas, you're sweeping these vices away. And he would say, when you're rolling the chapati, just imagine this, ladies. Ladies make better chapatis than men. That's why I'm turning towards the ladies. So if you want round chapatis, look this way. If you want amoeba-shaped chapatis, look in this direction. So he would say, when you're rolling the chapatis, imagine you're expanding your heart. Can you imagine that? If every time we rolled a chapati and we thought, I'm going to expand my heart, every chapati will come out perfectly, right? And in a simple act of cooking a meal for a family, Swami explains how you practice karma marga, bhakti marga, jnana marga. When a lady goes to the store and she chooses, I'm going to go to this store and not this store because the vegetables here are fresh, the vegetables here are organic, this is secured dharmically. Follow all the shuddhis, patra shuddhi, paka shuddhi, padartha shuddhi, all the different bhava shuddhi, which of course the lady practices when she cooks the food. He says she's using jnana, she's using her buddhi and she's securing these products. And the very act of cooking this meal is karma, right? She's performing this act. And when she feeds it to the family, to the husband, to the children, to the in-laws, she's serving the God in each of them and serving the food to them. So he explains how beautifully every act we do can be done with this thought in mind. And in another divine discourse, Swami said, when a farmer tills the land, he can think he's tilling the field of the heart. When he's sowing the seeds, he can imagine he's sowing seeds of good thoughts in his heart. And for the plant to grow, he's supplying it with the water of love. How beautiful it is. If we can remember that each time we are out gardening in our backyards, our flowers will grow better, our trees will grow taller, and our vegetables would be more lush, looking beautiful. In the early days in Puttaparthi, I know several of you devotees who are from Chennai, from that area, would remember Auntie Kamala Sarathi. She was an excellent violin player. She used to be in Delhi in those days, and Swami drew her to him through her violin teacher. So Kamala Sathya auntie was from Delhi, and I'm sure all of you would agree that people from the north make better chapatis. So Swami once sent for somebody to her residence in Parthi to get chapatis. They knocked the door and said, Swami sent me here to get chapatis because you're from the north, so Swami said you would make good chapatis. But the ladies were very worried because they didn't think they were making chapatis for Swami. They were making this for themselves to eat. So they realized that these chapatis didn't come out perfectly, but nevertheless, you don't deny the Lord. So they sent the chapatis. But look at Swami, he sends that message, no matter what you do it perfectly as an offering to God. Right? In Tamil, there's a saying, "Ainati chivadi, seivana tirindache." No matter what it is you're doing, do it properly. Do everything as an offering to God, because you don't know which chapati the Lord is going to take, which dosa the Lord is going to take from you. But the corollary is also true, mind you. There is this Chinnakatha that Swami's narrated, which I have shared in my SSC classes. It's a story of this builder who knew that he was about to retire, and his boss tells him, build this one last home and then you're off the hook. So he starts building this home, and he does a shoddy job. He cuts corners, he uses poor quality products, and he builds this home. Poor quality paint, poor quality carpet. And then when he hands over to his boss and he says, yeah, it's done, there you go. The boss says, for your amazing work and the time you've put in, I'm going to give you this house as a gift. So look at that. Because he didn't do that, he thought somebody else is going to get it, and he ended up with a shoddy product. So every time we do something, we offer it, we think of it as an offering to God. In the college and hostel, our seniors and teachers would tell us this one rule to live by, and I'm sure the other alumni brothers and sisters here would agree with me. Sarva karma bhagavat prityartham. Whatever it is you do it in such a way that will please the Lord. And if we remember this in the back of our head, we will never say a word that hurts somebody. We'll never do a deed that Swami wouldn't approve. We'll always be asking, would Swami approve of this? Would this make Swami happy? So something to remember is Sarva Karma Bhagavat Prityartham. I think I see some children up there. Do every activity with the sole intent of pleasing God. Do only actions that will please God, and as you're performing them, think, will this make my Swami happy? Then you will never make a single mistake. Time for a story now. In the 80s, the brothers were doing some Grama Seva in Puttaparthi, And when they came back after a long day at Grama Seva, Swami eagerly went to them and asked, did you meet Radhamma? Did you meet Radhamma? And the boys were like, Radhamma, we met several ladies, Swami. We distributed several food packets, several saris. Which one was Radhamma? They weren't quite sure. And then Swami is describing them, so it will come to the memory. He says, you know the lady who offered you ragi, sankata, and the chutney, peanut chutney? Oh, yes, Swami, that Radhamma. Yes, we do remember her. And then Swami tells them, she is the best midwife in the world. And these boys are a little shocked. That's an obscure village. If you think Puttaparthi is obscure, that is even more obscure. How can she be the best midwife? What kind of training would she have gotten in this village, in this remote village? And then Swami says, you know what she does? Every time before she goes to help with a labor and delivery, when these villagers couldn't always afford to go to a hospital nearby, so they would just use help, domestic help, and aunties and uncles, aunties who have had experience would come and help with delivering the babies. Every time when she would be called to do one of these deliveries, she would say, Sai Ishwara Arpanamastu. And she would say, Swami, I offer this to you. Every child, sister was mentioning, as a doctor, every child that she receives at a C-section, she says, this is you, Swami, this is your child. So she would say, Sai Ishwara Arpanamastu. And when I am the doctor, everything has to be perfect, kada? It has to be perfect. And when I take over, it's the best. Therefore, she's the best midwife ever, he said. So when we make this action spiritual, it reaches him. Now, all of you are familiar with Professor Kasturi, Swami's biographer. He's written the Satyam Shiv Sundaram, and my favorite book of all times, Loving God. Now, Professor Kasturi, he was waiting to retire so Swami would call him and make him his biographer. So he was waiting for that opportunity. He just had a few more weeks to go in his stint as a professor. At that time, he came to have Swami's darshan in Chennai when Swami was visiting Chennai. And he was so excited. He said, Swami, few more weeks and then I'll come to you. I'll come to do your work. Swami said, you've been with me so many years, Kasturi, you still haven't understood? All work is my work. You teaching at the university is also my work. And while I'm sharing the story of Professor Kasturi as a professor, I'm reminded, I'm sure Brother Arvind, I've heard you share this in some satsangs as well, and heard Professor Bhagya share this as well. Professor Bhagya used to teach at the business school in Prashantanilayam. He went through a stage in life where he felt he had been there, done that. He had achieved all greatness in the world. And he felt, why am I doing this? I came here for, to be a sadhaka. Why am I going and teaching these boys, about business and management and money management? So he decided one day, Swami had given him some wonderful experience and he had experienced that bliss. He never wanted it to end. So he's like, I want more of that. So I don't want to be doing this teaching students business. So he wrote a letter to Swami. And he said, Swami, I'm going to, please, this is a letter of resignation. Please allow me to do this, and I only want to focus on meditating, on praying to you and getting closer and closer to you and reaching self-realization. Swami came, took his letter, but Swami wasn't happy. You would think he says, wow, look, you want the ultimate realization. That too, it's the last stage. You don't want to let that go. And Swami told him, almost with anger, with a stern face, if you separate your work as worldly and spiritual, please mark Swami's words, even in 1,000 lifetimes, not 1 or 2 or 3, even in 1,000 lifetimes, I will not give you what you're seeking. So if you are the kind of person that goes, like my center, we meet on Saturday mornings. Saturday mornings, 9 to 11 is for Swami and the organization. The rest of the time is for me. If we separate it like that, we will never get the ultimate. We will never get what we are seeking. Needless to say, the professor continued to teach and the message had landed. There was another professor whose father had settled down in Parthi, and he felt, I am ready, now I've finished all my responsibilities. My children are settled, they're self-sufficient. My wife has passed on. I've sold my property. I just want to leave and go to the Himalayas. He had decided, he had made this decision, come to this decision. And when he expressed his desire to Swami, Swami asked him, why do you want to go to the Himalayas? He said, Swami, for, sakshatkara, to get self-realization. Who is going to grant you this sakshatkara? Swami, you? Well, I'm right here. Why do you have to go to the Himalayas to get sakshatkara? And Swami says, I will give you work here in the ashram. You do your work every day, continue to do your sadhana, and I guarantee you I will give you sakshatkara. And he's given us all work. Now you are here because you're involved in the organization in some shape or fashion. You might be an SSC teacher that was responsible for this wonderful presentation. Those children did not teach themselves. Somebody taught them, somebody put the costume on them. You may be doing service in any capacity. There were so many young ladies who would have rather been here listening to the satsang. They're standing outside the restrooms, making sure they're clean so we can use them. I'm sure there are devotees here, volunteers, who have not set foot inside this hall, heard a single talk, but who have been working tirelessly. We don't have to see them. We don't have to pat them on their back. Swami knows. There is this beautiful incident. I don't mean to digress, but with the Sevadals from Orissa, Swami was very, very, very fond of them. He openly showed his fondness. There was a Sevadal during Swami's birthday time. When the sewers get backed up because everybody's using it and not using it properly, there was a Sevadal who jumped in that cesspool and cleared the blockage. And when Swami learned of this, the all-knowing Lord knows everything. Swami called him and blessed him profusely. He said, you are going to be a Jivan Mukta. Instantly, I'm going to give you realization. Can you imagine that? So nobody else knows, but the Lord knows. So if you are out here at this conference and you think my work is not being noticed, it doesn't matter if your coordinator notices or Brother Manohar notices. Swami has noticed. That is all that matters. Why am I giving you all these stories, right? Like I said, that's how I remember. So even if you're tired and sleepy and you leave and you remember this one story, just one story that says, all work is Swami's work. All work that is good work will reach Swami. That is enough. You don't have to remember any of the other things I've shared. This story sharing would be incomplete if I didn't share an incident involving Professor G. Venkatraman. He served as the Vice Chancellor when I was a student. I was in this physics stream. Professors come to the Anantapur campus for a few lectures as guest lectures as well. Swami once gifted the professor a fountain pen. It was a big deal. Typically we tend to use ballpoint pen or a regular ink pen. But Swami, some of the brothers are smiling because you know this story. But no matter how many times you repeat it, I think it's worth repeating some of these stories. And I like to say that my ears are closest to my mouth, so before you hear it, I hear it as a reminder to me. You just happen to hear it along with me. Swami once gifted a fountain pen to Professor Venkatraman. And a couple days later, he noticed that Professor Venkatraman was using a regular ballpoint pen. And he wondered, he said, why are you not using the pen I gave you? And Professor Venkatraman, in all humility, and I'm sure it came from a place of love, he said, Swami, for all spiritual work, I use this pen that you gave, Swami. For all non-spiritual work, I use the regular pen. And Swami said to him, no, Venkatraman, in life, everything is spiritual. Whether you believe it or not, whether that's your attitude or not, Swami is saying in life, everything is spiritual. Whether you're preparing slides for tomorrow's program, whether you're working on replacing these flowers tomorrow, which is obviously Swami's work, or you're doing something at home. Maybe there could be a mother who's taking care of a sick child who was supposed to be in the play, who couldn't be here. She's doing her dharma. That too reaches Swami. By doing well in one aspect of life, and another aspect of life should not suffer. And I'm going somewhere with this. Some people may do very well at work, but they may put very little or no effort in the organization that Swami has lent his name to. Like a service coordinator he may take up a position, but oftentimes, he may say, I don't have the time for that, somebody else will pick up the slack, somebody else will do it if I don't do it. But do you really want somebody else to take that opportunity for Swami to get Swami's grace? Yes, you may think of it and say, oh, I'm doing seva by allowing him that opportunity. But it is all of these Swami gives us opportunities to earn his grace. Right? The reverse also applies. Your involvement in the organization also should not make your work suffer. Swami would never like that. Since we are talking about balancing, I had to mention that. Here amongst us, here in this audience here, and I'm sure there are several back there, we have several inspiration leaders in the organization. They are all, if you look around, they're all quite successful in their careers. And they just look around who's sitting next to you. How is this possible? How did they manage this? Swami wants us to do well in both aspects of life. And yesterday, brother, you alluded to that beautifully. During that stage of your life, focus. You should do well. Swami encouraged that. That's why it's important to infuse every aspect of your life with Sai. In the US these days, plain water is not good enough. Everybody's into infused water. Infused with raspberries, with strawberries, plain water is not good enough. Why do we do that? Because it makes the water sweeter and taste nicer. Can we infuse our life with Sai? Can we infuse Sai in everything that we do so everything we do becomes sweeter? That is the challenge for us. And progressing spiritually doesn't mean that, we abandon our duties and responsibilities. Swami would say, Dil mein Ram, haath mein kaam. Your mind should always be on God, but your hands should be constantly working. And somebody else alluded to it. Hands in society, head in the forest. And if we do all work as God's work, then it begs the question, why should you even participate in a service project as part of the organization? If you do work at home as a mother, and if you're working in your company, you're involved in service project, why should you even serve as part of the organization, right? It's a very logical question. You may be wondering, why should I go to a service project when my coordinator calls me and says, I need your help this morning? Why should you do it? And Swami does this beautiful analogy on the word seva, and he says, do seva so you can be saved. And I took, Sairam, Swami gets nothing out of us doing seva. Let's not be confused. And I took Uncle T.G. Krishnamurthy's permission to share this story. I'm sure he will narrate it in a more animated fashion, in a much more beautiful way. And he has actually narrated the story. He shared his experience in a Sanatana Sarthi. I urge you to go read it. And so beautifully he's described it. So Uncle TGK once on his way from Bangalore to, we all lovingly call you Uncle TGK, I don't mean any disrespect. So Uncle was traveling to Puttaparthi from Bangalore with his wife, late Srimati Saundarya, again, who's a mentor to so many of us Balvika students in Chennai, and another friend. So they were driving to Parthi. On the way, near Chikbellapur, the vehicle met with an accident. That itself is a beautiful way. Uncle narrates very beautifully how all the coins, Swami took care of so many things. He was trying to swerve so he doesn't hit a buffalo. There was a ditch to this side, but he didn't land there. The car did 4 somersaults. He could actually look up and see the sky. Uncle, am I saying this correctly? Uncle is showing me 4 times. The car did 4 somersaults. But it landed perfectly on its 4 wheels with a tank full of gas. None of this is by coincidence. Coincidence, you may say. So naturally, everybody took a hit. Thankfully, Auntie Saundarya was okay. The gentleman in the back was fine. And then Uncle sustained some injuries. Collarbone fracture, kada Uncle? Right shoulder. But somehow he managed to, I don't know how he did that, he managed to take his vehicle to Chikbellapur. And he contacted his people in Bangalore. And soon he found himself in Chennai. He went and saw a doctor. Doctor said, we don't have to do anything. There is injuries, but in a few weeks it'll become all right. And promptly Uncle sends a telegram. This is not to be confused with the telegram app we use these days. Uncle actually sent a telegram, and those days telegrams would be no more than 2 lines, and usually a telegram is associated with bad news. So Uncle sent a telegram saying, Swami, I met with an accident. I will come and see you as soon as I'm able to. Uncle, please correct me if I'm sharing anything incorrectly. And he sends the telegram to Swami. That's it. He has not shared about this to anybody else. Few weeks pass, and Uncle promptly goes to see Swami. And as he enters, he sees Captain Oberoi, who was managing the airport in Prashantanilayam in Puttaparthi. And he says, oh, how are you? He, of course, lovingly called him. They were friends. And he said, oh, TGK, how are you? I heard about the accident. He says, who told you about the accident? And this Captain Oberoi is describing everything in graphic detail. And Uncle's wondering, I have not even told Swami. Where did you get all this information from? And then he realizes, oh, of course, Swami intervened, because Captain Oberoi tells him on this day, it was July 29th, kada Uncle? It was July 29th. So he says, on this day at 10:48 a.m., correct Uncle? At 10:48 a.m., Swami came out to the veranda and he described that this is what happened. Of course, Uncle says, oh, Swami saved me. He's so thrilled and he's waiting for an opportunity to thank Swami. All-knowing Lord comes out and nonchalantly looks. He doesn't even give Uncle an opportunity to talk and express his gratitude. He just nods as if, oh, achava, that kind of look. He nods and he goes away. And as was the tradition, then Swami says, tomorrow I'm going to Vrindavan Ashram in Whitefield. Why don't you come with me? And uncle was part of the entourage. And they arrive at Vrindavan. There was a contingent of about 450 Japanese devotees that day. And Swami calls uncle and says, why don't you speak a few words before me? And uncle had this tradition of always starting his bhashan, his lecture, with a verse from the Bhagavatam. And in all earnestness, he begins to chant, and Swami says, no. I want you to narrate what happened in that accident. And of course, knowing uncle, he gives Swami all the credit, doesn't say, I had the presence of mind to swerve at the right time, because sometimes our ego gets in the way, right? We say, just at that right moment, I made that right turn, I put that indicator. It's always Swami. So he begins to share and he says, Swami saved me. Swami turns to him and says, no, I didn't save you. He says, Swami, you only saved me. I met with this accident, this happened, you saved me. Swami says, I didn't save you. Are you calling me a liar? Swami says, no, I didn't save you. And then uncle, of course, he's not going to argue with Swami. He says, Swami, please help me understand how, if you didn't save me, how am I standing here talking? And Swami explains to him very lovingly. Swami says, I didn't save you, your karma phala, the good actions, that is what came and saved you. And the beautiful thing, brothers and sisters, Swami says, you have done a lot of seva, you love me, you've been coming and going to Prashanthi Nilayam, you have been coming and singing, but you do a lot of work for the organization. As the state president of Tamil Nadu, you do work, and people come and thank you. The beneficiaries come and say, Ayya, Mikka Nandri Ayya, and they thank you. You don't say, I know. You don't do that. You say, Inna thank panadinga. Thank God, like A.R. Rahman would say, Ella pugarum iraivanike, right? Like that Swami, he said, give all that credit to Swami. And Swami said, every time when those beneficiaries thanked Swami, kaching, your bank balance was going up, your spiritual bank balance was going up. When the accident happened, without my permission, your karma phala came and protected you. It doesn't end there. Swami says, had you not come to Swami, you would not have done these good deeds. You would have been dead on the spot. So if there is no other reason you feel motivated to serve Swami in any capacity, do it at least with a what's in it for me attitude. It is going to save me. But I hope we can rise above that and do it for the right reasons. Thank you, Uncle, for allowing me to share that. We are here in the land of Sri Lanka, where Lord Ram and Lord Hanuman have set foot. In the Sundarakanda, in the Ramayana, there are 7 cantos. The 4th is Kanda is Sundarakanda. Sundara means beautiful, but in that entire canto, you will not see Rama appear at all. In fact, it is said if you read the Sundarakanda, you get the punyam of reading the entire Ramayana. It will solve all your problems, your miseries will be gone. In that Sundarakanda, what is it we study about? Throughout that canto, Hanuman is thinking, what would Rama do? What would Rama want me to do? And every thought, every action, every word he speaks, that is his Bible. What would Rama do? What would Rama want me to do? In the US, there is this, we have these bumper stickers, and one of the bumper stickers that I've seen is where it says something about Jesus. Let me find that. I just made a note of that. It says WWJD, what would Jesus do? So for us, it would be WWSD, what would Sai do? What would Swami want us to do? If we can remember that. And always, if all our actions can be based on what would Swami do? What would Swami want you to do? So if you're the kind of person who's thinking, I don't have the time, she was supposed to talk about balancing life and work. I thought I'll get some tips on how much time to set aside. Like Swami says, in a day there are 24 hours, 4 hours of the morning, 4 hours, 4 to 8 in the morning and evening is set aside for Sattvic activity. And Swami says the morning 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. is only for your spiritual progress. He gives beautifully this timetable, but she never gave us any kind of solution for living a balanced life. And we may think, I don't have the time. Not too long ago, I think it was a few weeks ago, I remember seeing this beautiful short clip that was in one of the SSSIO channels, social media channels. There's this short clip of Swami's discourse where Swami is saying, you say you don't have time. You don't have time to do puja, to do vrata, to do good work. You say your office work, your school work, your homework, you're so busy with all that. What do you do when you come back from work? You sit in your easy chair, you pick up that remote, and you are channel surfing. You're saying what to say. you will always make time for things that are important to you. Don't we? Don't we make time for things that are important to us? How much time in a day do we spend scrolling on our phones? Right? There was a senior devotee named Swami called her Rani Ma. I'll end with this one story. Thanks for that cue, brother. Swami once called her for an interview and he asked her, Rani Ma, do you have challenges in your life? She said, yes, Swami, I do. I have these children to look after, and then a husband, I have all of these duties. And Swami tells her, Rani Ma, when you're in a dream, at what point do you realize you're in a dream? She says, only when I wake up from the dream, Swami. Swami says, I am telling you now, all of this, it's a dream. All of this is a dream. There's a reason Swami says, life is a dream, realize it. He doesn't say life is a dream, wake up from it, right? Realize it, I'm telling you, all of this is a dream. Realize it. And if you don't get that awareness that it's a dream, our loving Lord says, pray to me for that awareness, and I will give you that awareness that this is all a dream. With these few words, I thank you all for your patient listening. Jai Sai Ram.
Sister Anuradha, you never fail to leave us in awe after every experience sharing of yours. I am quite sure that every devotee of Bhagavan in this hall would agree with me that we most certainly felt Swami's presence in here today. Thank you, Sister Anuradha. You definitely left us mesmerized. And our next item is all about engagement and experiences. It is about what is going on in Zone 4 countries in order to share inspirations, insights, and best practices. Our Zone 4 leaders and young adults will jointly present a TV news item called If It Can Happen Somewhere, It Can Happen Everywhere. A round of applause for them.
Good day. This is the International Sai News Network, and we are here today highlighting highlights of what happens in our zone. Ladies and gentlemen, education human values in Indonesia has taken off. How did that take place? Let's find out. A clip from the video. education, human values in Indonesia. Tell us something about it.
Okay.
Nyoman.
With Bhagawan Grace, right now the EHP method is accepted and adopted by the government of Indonesia through the education minister in Indonesia for all the school in Indonesia.
This is indeed inspiring. So what is the consequence of that?
The consequences is that the EHP method right now is put in the curriculum in Indonesia and read down into the books, that the book is for the guidance for all the school in Indonesia, and also all the school in Indonesia now come to our school to see, to visit, and to look how the implementation of EHP into the school level.
We understand. We understand that you have a kindergarten.
Exactly.
And apparently kindergarten, more than 1,500 people have visited in the kindergarten. I can't imagine. Is it true?
Yes, exactly. So all because the new curriculum put the EHP method right now, so all the school in around Indonesia look and read the book and also want to see the implementation. And our school, the Sathya Sai Kumara Kindergarten School, as the role model, how to implement it, the EHP in the level of the school. And now all the teachers from the Indonesia come visit to see how this EHP implementation.
Oh, usually I hear that Indonesia has got partner schools. What's that? Just tell us.
Yeah, with Swami Grace, now we have 7 partnership school. And
how many students?
Yeah, 6,500 students.
What's the total population of students now that you have? 6,500 with your students now in the kindergarten?
Kindergarten right now is around 100 students.
This 1,500 people are coming from all other institutions from all around Indonesia to see your school?
Yes, exactly, brother.
Wow, that means better you have time to teach, man.
Yeah, because exactly, good question. So we have the teaching learning process is already done, and then the people will come visit, and also they will see directly how is the EHP implementation, and also the good news, brother.
Yeah.
So the C is how the implementation of silent sitting.
Oh.
Yeah, the silent sitting, how's the effect of silent sitting to the students, and also with the teacher, and also with the parents.
Well, they come to see how the silent sitting technique is done, and they want to carry it out in all other schools, and they see the consequence of the silent sitting in the school.
Yes.
Wow, this is really, it's really earth-shattering.
Yes.
Inspiring, very, very inspiring. We don't really have much time. We wish you all the very best. We hope that this particular thing will spread, and let's hope that more and more value-oriented children comes out from this program.
Thank you.
Don't go away. We'll be right back after this short break. Dr. Sharla from Malaysia. Doctor, how are you?
Great, Prof.
Yeah.
Very great.
Doctor, tell us something. What is this program that you are doing now?
So if you've noticed in the last few years, WHO has come up with the statistics of more than 21 million teenage pregnancies per year, which is recorded. And in response to that, even the unsafe abortions are also increasing, and the maternal mortality rate as well. So in response to this, the youths of Malaysia has designed a 10-week module, which is called the Rise for Values, Innocence and Purity, which is to be conducted in schools for students, female students aged 13 and above, touching upon elements of self-confidence, self-love.
Does the government support this? Does the government support?
Yes, indeed, the Ministry of Education of Malaysia supports this program entirely.
Let's watch this short video of values, innocence, and purity. We're gonna have some sound. youth can transform youth. Only youth can. So who does this training for you?
So the youths of Malaysia are predominantly especially youths. They are trained to be the facilitators, and we conduct it in schools and also colleges.
How many students have you trained?
At the moment, we have already reached out to 20 over schools and touched more than 2,300 students.
How many countries have you trained now?
So besides Malaysia, there's another 3 more countries who are actively doing VIP program right now as we are talking.
What's the vision of this program?
Brothers and sisters, so we know the major crisis of this entire problem. And here we are in this auditorium, youths who can be the potential catalyst and the potential game changer. If you are willing you can just join us and become the facilitators and run this program in many more nations.
If our girls can be inspired by this program and they go out and tell the other girls in school, don't be productive, but don't be reproductive at this age, then I think there's a strong message that only youth can transform youth. Thank you, Dr. Sharla. This is really inspiring. We don't have much time. We really like to talk to you more, but we'll come back to you just after this short break.
Thank you.
How come a center in Malaysia with 4 children, many years ago, how did they develop 420 children, SSC children in that center? What did that center do? Because something that can happen somewhere can happen everywhere. It's a recipe. If you know how to make the recipe, you can make that. Every center can do this and emulate this. Fine example. Let's have this video clip.
Swami's love is as wide as the ocean. Swami always has his ways to get his work done. As per divine direction to start the Master's work, this Sai Center started with 4 families within the neighborhood and embarked on a journey of Namasmarana. Baldika's program began with the 10 children of these 4 families at home in 1984. Within a short time span, there were many more children that came to the household for classes. With this gradual growth, there was a need for more gurus. Seeing the transformation among children, many parents volunteered to join teacher training programs to understand the core structure and components of the Baldika's classes. 2 teachers were allocated in each class for a variety in teaching styles and continuity, as the relationship established with the children is important. Boys and girls classes were conducted separately from 12 to 16 years onwards. This was to allow for boys and girls to have more open conversations with their male and female gurus respectively, apart from weekly lesson plans. The beauty of this center was, there was and still is, always an emphasis on children leading. Children and young adults led and became adept with prayers, bhajans, playing instruments, drama, seva, and excelled in their academic lives. They commenced bhajans, led the meditation after bhajans, and children of all classes were given the task of presenting a message every week after bhajans, based on their learnings in class. When the number of students outgrew an entire street, it was time to expand, and Swami provided a 3-story building just up the road from the house to continue Swami's work. 450 kids came for weekly classes. It took about 20 years to reach a growth of 450. The growth was gradual but steady. The underlying foundation for growth from 10 to 450 students was the children always remained the priority and focus of the leaders above everything else. The primary focus was always about how to grow and nurture the blossoming of every single child into beautiful beings. After completing their Baldika's programs, these kids mostly returned to serve the center. The secret is holistic collaboration of the entire 5 wings. The center collectively resonated with the importance of nurturing the young minds, and so everything done was for the growth of the children in mind. What was and is the secret? Many asked. The key ingredient is selfless love and sacrifice from every single guru and leader to see students grow. Gurus here play a dynamic role in every aspect of the center growth. The Lord Himself ignites the fire in our hearts. He Himself becomes the inspiration to do beautiful work. He teaches, He learns, and He grows, and that synergy inspires further. All the Lord wants to see is intention. Here in this case, the intention was selfless, to only give back, and the Lord takes care of the rest.
That's the formula. Holistic collaboration, getting the wings together and making the center, Sai Center, a child-centric center. The growth is from 4 to... Hey, by the way, hello. This is a studio. This is a TV,
We are here for a zone young adults meeting.
Seriously?
Yes.
So what is it that you all have discussed?
So we want to have in each centers in zone 4 and zone 5, active young adults participation.
You mean in all Sai centers in zone 4, this is your vision?
Yes, all centers in zone 4 and zone 5.
You want active youth?
Active youths.
Let me take out my handkerchief and cry with inspiration.
Don't.
This is
There'll be more to cry after this.
This is really inspiring. Because why is it that you think this vision is important? Because this is one part of Sai 100. One of the vision of Sai 100
Yes.
is every youth. Yeah. Why is it so important to you?
Young adults are the future of this organization, and definitely we need more of them to come up and become more like Suresh Anna. Yes, to inspire. You have inspired us, we need to inspire the kids, and that's the cycle.
Powerful, powerful. Dear friends, we wish you all the best. Every youth by Baba Swami's 100th birthday in this zone, in zone 4 and zone 5. Ashok is sitting there. All Sai centers in all these zones would have active youth participation because they are our future. A very big hand. I think you should give them. What a resolution. What a resolution.
Thank you.
Let's go. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Big hand. Do come again.
Truth needs a hero, truth needs a friend, Sai needs someone.
Now we have a community in Sri Lanka who has received the help of the Sathya Sai organization in Sri Lanka for the last 7 years. 7 வருஷம் என்ன நன்மை இந்த Sathya Sai organization உங்க இடத்துல வந்து என்ன இடம் உங்க இடம்
செல்வபுரம் முரும்பிரயத்திற்கு
செல்வபுரம் that's village name of the village okay yeah என்ன செய்திருக்காங்க இவங்க
வந்து 2017ஆம் ஆண்டு எங்கட கிராமத்துக்கு வந்து இடங்களை சுத்தி பார்த்தவே
சுத்தி பார்த்தா அதுதானே செய்தாங்க
இல்ல சுத்தி பார்த்து எங்களுக்கு என்ன தேவை என்று கேட்டவே அப்ப நாங்க சொன்னோம் எங்களுக்கு ஒழுக்கமான பிள்ளைகள் அந்த பிள்ளைகளின் அந்த நல்ல பழக்க வழக்கங்களை கொண்டு வர சொல்லி நாங்க கேட்டுனாங்க.
This particular area have got a lot of alcohol issue, they have got a lot of drug issue, so they went around and asked them, what is it you want to do? So she said, we want our community and children to be transformed. என்ன செய்தாங்க இவங்க அப்படி என்ன தான் செய்தாங்க
இவங்க வந்து கேட்டபோது எங்களுக்கு முந்தி கிராமத்திலே பிள்ளைகள் படிக்கிறது குறைவு சரியான குறைவு யூனிவர்சிட்டி அங்கே இங்கே எல்லாம் ஒரு
village no people study nobody goes from there to the university அப்புறம் என்ன செய்தாங்க சொல்லுங்க பாப்போம்
இங்கே இப்போ எங்கட கிராமத்தில் வந்து மனித மேம்பாட்டு வகுப்புன்னு சொல்லி ஒவ்வொரு வெள்ளிக்கிழமையிலே நடக்கிறது நாங்கள் அதை கேட்டு
வெள்ளிக்கிழமை வருவாங்களா
ஒவ்வொரு வெள்ளிக்கிழமையும்
எத்தனை மணிக்கு வருவாங்க
4:30 5:30 மட்டும் எங்களுக்கு வகுப்பு நடக்கிறது
4 o'clock 4:30 to 5 o'clock the devotees comes there and gives them education human value classes for so many years to transform the children அப்புறம் என்ன ஆச்சு சொல்லுங்க
வந்து விளையாட்டு மூலமாவே எங்கட பிள்ளைகளுக்கு நல்ல கருத்துக்களை தந்து அந்த போர் அடிக்காதபடிக்கு பிள்ளைகளை நல்ல வழிக்கு கொண்டு போறதுக்காண்டி பிள்ளைகளுக்கு புத்திமதிகள் சொல்லி எப்படி படிக்கணும் கொள்ள வேணும் அம்மா அப்பாக்களோட எப்படி அனுசரியா இருக்க வேணும் பெரியவர்களோட எப்படி இருக்க வேணும்
love for parents love for elders respect people tradition culture everything they revive like that இப்போ என்ன ஆச்சு அவங்களுக்கு யூனிவர்சிட்டி போனாங்களா இப்போ
ஓ இப்போ போயிருக்கணும்
அங்க போய் பார்த்துட்டு வந்தாங்களா இல்ல உள்ளுக்கு போய் படிச்சு
உள்ளுக்கு போய் படிச்சிட்டு இருக்கணும்
So it seems they went to university, they didn't stop and see witness the witness, but they went inside and studied and came out. இப்போ எவ்வளவு பேர் உள்ளுக்கு இருக்காங்க யூனிவர்சிட்டில?
ஒரு 10 பேர் கிட்ட இருக்கணும்.
10 people, 10 students.
ஸ்காலர்ஷிப் பாஸ் பண்ணின பிள்ளைகள் இருக்கணும். இப்போ ஆர்வமாகவே படிக்கிறதுக்கு ஒரு இதாக இருக்கணும். எங்களுக்கு இவே வந்து ஊக்கம் தந்தபடியாக நாங்களும் பேரண்ட்ஸே விழிப்புணர்வாக இருக்கிறோம். பிள்ளைகளை படிப்பிக்கணும் கொள்ளணும்ன்ற ஒரு விழிப்புணர்வாக இருக்கிறோம்.
As a result of this, even the parents have transformed. The community has transformed. இதெல்லாம் உண்மையா நீங்க சொல்றது நீங்க சொன்னது?
Yes. Absolutely correct.
Correct. 7 வருஷம் நீங்க போனீங்களா? 7 years.
இப்பவும் வந்துருக்கிறோம்.
Still coming. இப்போ இதெல்லாம் முடிச்சு இப்போ என்ன உங்களுக்கு என்ன இந்த திட்டம் என்ன செய்ய போறீங்க இது முடிச்சு?
நாங்கள் இன்னும் எங்கட பிள்ளைகளை மென்மேலும் நல்ல வழிக்கு கொண்டு போகணும். பிள்ளைகளை படித்து இப்படி ஒரு நல்ல உத்தியோகம் பார்க்கக்கூடிய மாதிரி சுவாமிக்கு சேவை செய்யக்கூடிய மாதிரி ஒரு டேலண்ட்டுக்கு வருவோம்.
Everybody now going towards many people have become devotees, they're becoming sai this one, and they're looking at bhajans, they're looking at that community adoption. This is what Baba is saying, community to adopt, we must change. இப்போ இவங்க வந்து அந்த உணர்வு இருக்கணும், போய் சேவை செய்ய போது அந்த உணர்வு இருந்து அவங்க வந்தா தான் இது வரும். So you change, they change, together the community change. ஐயா ஹுக்கும் சாயிகா ஹுக்கும்
சாய் குடும்பம்
சாயா. ஓகே, ரொம்ப நல்லதுமா. ஏதாவது சொல்லணுமா இவங்களுக்கு? நீங்க நேரா பாருங்க, 114 கண்ட்ரீஸ்க்கு உங்க மெசேஜ் போகுது இப்போ. 114 கண்ட்ரீஸ் கேமரா எல்லாரும் பார்க்குறாங்க உங்களை. என்ன சொல்லணும்? என்ன விருப்பம்?
எங்கட பிள்ளைகளை நல்லாக்கி வைக்கணும், அதுதான் ஒரு
Make our children good, and that's all we can do. Make our children good. If every community in zone 4 we have got 12 community adoption program for Baba's 100th birthday.
எங்கட பிள்ளைகள்ன்றது எங்கட கிராமத்தை தான் நான் அப்படி சொல்றேன்.
உங்க கிராமத்துல
கிராமம்.
சோ உங்க குழந்தை வந்து சேவையெல்லாம் செய்வாங்களா இப்போ?
இப்போ என்னுடைய பிள்ளைகளுக்கு சின்ன வயசு தான், மூத்தவர் 15. நான் ஒவ்வொரு ஞாயிற்றுக்கிழமையிலும் சத்ய சாய் நிலையத்துக்கு போறது, 108 திறம் காயத்ரி மந்திரம் சொல்றது, ஒவ்வொரு ஞாயிறும் போய்
சான் காயத்ரி மந்திரா அந்த இடத்துல வந்து குடிப்பாங்களா ஆல்கஹால் சிகரெட்?
முந்தி இருந்த சரியா இப்படியே தான் இருந்த, படிப்புன்றதே இல்லை. இப்போ இவ வந்து
they never used to study, they were alcohol, drugs, everything else, but because of our brothers here from Sri Lanka, this community has transformed.
இப்போ நல்ல நிலைமைக்கு வந்திருக்கு, முக்காவாசி வந்துட்டது, இன்னும் மேலும் பெருமண்டு.
They're coming, improving, things will improve. That's what she's saying. She's hoping எல்லாம் பகவானோட கிருபா, பகவானோட கருணை. We hope
நிலையமும் கட்டி எங்களுக்கு கல்வி மேம்பாட்டு நிலையமும் கட்டி இருக்கணும், அங்கதான் வகுப்பு நடக்கிறது. ஸ்கூல் ஒரு டென்ட் மாதிரி கட்டி இருக்கணும், அதுக்குள்ள தான் நடக்கிறது.
It seems they built a tent, and inside the tent they're having running the classes. Amazing, yeah. Time's up. இனியும் பேசணும் இருக்கு, என்ன செய்யறது, நேரம் ஆச்சு, அப்புறமா நம்ம பார்ப்போம்.
சரி,
சாய்ராம்.
நான் பிறந்ததுலேருந்து தெரிய வேண்டி வந்த 41 வருடமாக நாங்கள் ரசிக்குவோம். சாய்ராம் அவர்கள் படிப்பிக்க வந்ததுலேருந்து எங்களோட பிள்ளைகளும் அங்கே போகிற அந்த இதிலேருந்து அவைகள் வந்து எங்களோட கஷ்ட நிலையை பார்த்து வந்து திருத்து வேலைக்கு நாங்கள் கதைச்சு வந்து எங்களுக்கு இதை செய்து அந்த பிள்ளைகளும் அவர்களிடம் போய் படித்து நல்ல அறிவுகளை பெற்றுக்கொண்டு விடியவில் வந்து அம்மா அப்பாண்ட காலில் விழுந்து கும்பிட்டு நல்ல அறிவுகளை பெற்று அவர்கள மந்திரங்கள் சொல்லி பாடசாலையை போயினோம். திருத்தி தந்ததில் எங்களுக்கு கொஞ்சம் மன சந்தோஷம். இப்போ கொஞ்சம் இதாக இருக்கிறோம். முதல் கிச்சனுகளும் இல்லை, அந்த இதுகளில் காய்ச்சி தான் அவைகள் இந்த கஷ்ட நிலையை பார்த்து எங்களுக்கு கட்டி தந்தது.
Inspiring story in this one community can transform many communities in Sri Lanka has done it. Keshava from Indonesia. Selamat datang.
Selamat datang. Welcome.
Yeah. This man and this group of Indonesians is doing a miracle in Indonesia. So far, I have not seen this happening anywhere else. So when we talked about environment, everybody plants trees. But here's a group of people who tries to make the environment a little bit different. Let's watch this video. So I told Keshava not to talk about the tree planting and everything else because those are normal things. But there's something unusual the people do. Tell us about it.
Yeah, about the magic liquid we call ecoenzyme. Actually, this is coming from the university research in Thailand. And luckily, we are the same frequency where this professor don't make a copyright of this. We have to give applause for that first, yeah? So everyone can make the ecoenzyme. The magic liquid, we starting to make on 2019, just before the COVID-19. So we can use for one is for after the COVID, is for the disinfectants. We spray to clean the air. Also, we use for the hand sanitizer, which is an organic one. It's not dangerous for us also to use. And then another one we can use for the clean the floor. Also, for we have silverware.
Okay.
It's a moldy. We can use.
Anyway, I'm sure
the clean, especially the air, and another one is for the river and for the lake, because they can reduce the residue in the water. So that is why including like what we call water acid plants, it should reduce. It's good for the fishes, and fish is not contaminated by the chemical.
So,
thing,
so you take this liquid, you go to the ponds and the rivers, contaminated rivers and ponds, and pour it inside there. The river becomes pure.
Yeah.
The fishes become clean, and everything goes well. So you do this everywhere?
Yeah, all over Indonesia, especially because we integrated program with the Mahila youth, also the Balvikas, we teach how to make it, and also formal school, Sathya school, including, you see, Brother Usli has the school of the, what we call, the adopted school, 6,000 of them, also
partner schools.
Yeah, and also we come to the woman organization. You know, Mahila is the woman. Only woman can transform woman.
Really?
So they transform the woman in the village to make the ecoenzyme. Now all over Indonesia.
Not true, brother. Woman also can transform men. You ask our wives. You ask our wives.
That is another case.
Okay, now, brother, I just want to ask you one question that is very important to us now. Yes. This is what Krishna just now was telling us. So, when you have Balvikas, EH, all these children, everybody together, Baba said, I will also be there when you're working together and collaborating. Sure. And you're doing this all over Indonesia.
Yep.
So, you pour into rivers and lakes like this.
Yes.
Does the government know about this?
Really?
How?
A politician know, government, the region, the governor knew about it. This is why even they don't like Sai Baba organization, but cannot see. Oh, they do the Sai Rescue. They have
Sai Rescue, we'll talk about it later, but the most important thing is, the key thing is that Sathya Sai organization must have rise. What is rise?
Yeah.
You must be relevant. If you're not relevant, these people became relevant. So not necessarily they should know the teacher. By the work that they do, the teacher's name will go.
Okay.
Then one more. You must have impact. I means impact. You must have an impact in society. Number 3, S, sustainability. Number E, encompassing. This 4 formula you have, Sai organization will flourish. And that's how, Keshava, you have done this amazing work. We got 10 seconds more. Last word. Quick.
Okay, how to make it now? It's quite simple. Everyone can make. In every house of the devotee, you make. The NCP, all the secretary, we have to tell. We have a sample to all the Sai devotee to make it.
Okay, right.
And then now is the composition just like this. We have a plastic. So the plastic waste is the bottle. Don't throw the plastic. Keep it. 1.5 liters plastic bottle plastic. And then after that, we need 100 grams, the composition, 100 grams of the bark of the fruit,
brother,
skin of the fruit.
Formula don't need to tell.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then,
don't worry about the formula. Now the point of the story is that I asked the Indonesian team whether they will be able to do online training program. 114 countries now can tune up. And for Baba's birthday, we can do hundreds and hundreds of lakes, hundreds and hundreds of ponds, because they're willing to share the secret. The whole world can be environmentally free by this. This is another vision we can have.
Only 59 seconds, brother. 59 seconds, okay? So, sorry, everyone have the negotiation. So one thing is, when we produce in 3 days after we put the liquid, I mean the fruit bark and then the sugar, just brown sugar, We keep, and the 3 days is explosion.
Because
They
of the-
produce ozone and oxygen. We use motorbike, car, we have to return it to the nature to clean up the ozone. After we so many carbon dioxide we produce.
Environmentally conscious, we need to be saving this world. If the whole world is supposed to inherit from us, these are some of the techniques that they will use. We'll have an online training program after this conference. Don't go away. We'll be right
Okay,
back.
sure. We promise on behalf of Swami. Swami, Sairam, Swami.
Swami watching. Thank you.
Thank you very much. See you.
Let's go. Ooh, what an inspiration. I myself am getting inspired. Okay. Yeah. Amma, Vangama. So, doctor, tell them who you are.
I'm Mrs. Devaranjani Swaskaran. We are having that DART training program.
She is a lecturer in this university. So, the Malaysian youth from there did a online training program on what issue? Darts, drugs, alcohol, relationship issue. அது பிரச்சனை ரொம்ப இருக்காங்க. You have a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Tell them.
Yeah, that DART program, that our university signed that MOU, and they send a mail to us. The volunteer trainers, if they want, they can apply for that. So some of our lecturers, we applied for that, and we had a very good training program, and through our Professor Suresh Govindarajan, and it's a very useful one. Now we are giving that training to our university students. University students are coming from different background. They are having the very good aim to achieve that, but the diversion of that environment, they are having so many challenges and issues. So that after this training program, so they get to know, they get to aware all the things, and they are now in the track to achieve their goal. So,
Doctor, you also doing drugs program, you also doing alcohol program. What is the difference between our program and yours?
yeah, but what we are doing here, because we are making them to aware, and they are coming from the different society, then it's easy to transform that awareness to our society. So now we are also started to all the schools, and now that our students also started to give that awareness to all the society. So they have the very good responsibility, social responsibility, and that transform to make them to in a way how they want to achieve their goal.
We must congratulate the visionary Vice Chancellor for accepting this program.
Yeah.
What the point is that they are using this program to increase social awareness so that our postgraduate students, master students, doctorate students go out and make students in secondary school to become aware of this. So we are doing train the trainer session so that they can all benefit from this, the society benefits, right?
Yes,
So let's catch this video. This is an MOU signing which they signed with Sathya organization.
Drugs, alcohol, relationship issues, time wastage, and smoking. DARTS Prevention Program Training.
The knowledge and the skills we acquired through DARTS program are not just theoretical, they are practical. We learned a lot of things, especially we learned how to make better choices, how to build healthy relationship, and how to manage our time wisely. And also we learned about the dangers of substance abuse, including smoking as well. And we are really happy because these tools we can use to lead our lives for a healthier, better lives tomorrow.
The Memorandum of Understanding between the Facility of Medicine, University of Jaffna, Sri Lanka, and the Sri Sathya International Organization, Sri Lanka, was signed on the 14th of July 2023 at the University of Jaffna. Both institutions agreed to explore the implementation of the following types of activities: to increase awareness and raise the level of conscience among the young adults to prevent them from involving in issues of drugs, alcohol, relationship issues, time wastage, and smoking. Formation of a voluntary group of highly motivated individuals to empower young adults to realize the dangers of the issues highlighted above and to inspire them to refrain from these activities. The program is not a lecture based, but more to a student and young adult empowerment to realize the dangers of these issues and inspire them to refrain from these activities, as well as become mentors to encourage others from not doing so.
Okay, thank you. No.
Yeah. Very nice. If this university can be a role model example, I think other universities in Sri Lanka will take a heed.
Definitely.
It's really amazing that you have stepped onto this new journey, and we hope the students here will be really, really profitable and very, very productive.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank
teacher.
you.
Thank you so much. A big hand for the lecturer who came.
Tolong, tolong. Help, help. Kapal Tengah. Tolong.
Wow. Rescue, Sai Rescue Team from Indonesia. This is a team that is really a group of people who's endorsed by the government. And they go out and rescue people in fires, in floods. Sumitra, Alif, Yashok, tell them about this program.
Sairam. So in 2004, when we had the Aceh tsunami in Indonesia and it spread all around the world, we had a team of 3 centers started to be active in Aceh. 26th December, the tsunami hit. 31st December 2004, from 3 centers, Jakarta Center, Medan Center, and Bali Center decided to send a team over there. All the logistical problems we had to face, there was nobody to fetch us. We brought in medications that was needed for the hospitals that was not being provided. All that showed us the experience that we actually needed something more than a Sevadal team from our organization, but more professional Sevadals to be a part of any disaster that happens in Indonesia. So first was Aceh that was hit very badly. We had hundreds of thousands of people who passed away. Then Jogja happened also. Finally, we decided to sit down and say, listen, we need a professional disaster management team that can go forward during any time there's disasters in Indonesia. At least they'll be the front end. They will be able to come in along, work together with the government. It cannot only be us. It has to be along as a SAR team, Search and Rescue.
So this Sai Rescue Team is coordinating body for all the NGOs?
So at this moment right now in Bali, we are very active. There are hundreds of Sai Rescue workers already trained by the government. They actually do proper training. They jump out from buildings and all that. They're properly trained like that. And on top of that, it's not only some of the elders, but it's also the youngsters. It's also the ladies. We have even the young ladies coming in to do this.
So if there's any disaster now, they contact you?
So the search and rescue, whenever there's a disaster, we are in the front end, and they tell us to go in, and we are ready to go in at any time that they call us.
Can you
also today, SAR has actually appointed Sai Rescue Indonesia to become the trainers for the volunteers who want to come in.
That's a real. So since you are training other Indonesians in your country, why would you not try and train us in the 114 countries?
That would be amazing. But what we would require that they also contact with the SAR over there, so we could give letter of recommendation that this happens in Indonesia. So one more thing, brother. When what happened in Palu so recently, that huge earthquake in Palu. So when our team went into Palu, it was not only to go in and just to do disaster management. What happens is the data was done. Whatever was needed in that area, consequent teams started coming in. So we had the medical team come, the EHV team came. So all throughout in Palu, over a 1-year period, we stayed there. When others left, Sai Rescue stayed.
Wow, you teams over there.
Over a year.
Ali, can you stand up and show them at the back? There's something at the back. So, Sumitra, just bangun. See the back, what they've done. This is because they have the Sai team there. This is the vest that they wear. Is it bulletproof? No. Okay, fine. So anything else?
The one that I'm wearing right now is Sai Rescue at the back. But we work with all these NGOs and organizations, so we work together with them to become part of their team.
100. This is taking the message of Sathya Sai to the far corners of the world. What else is an evidence? Working with other NGOs and moving the agenda forward so that they can gain respect, reverence as to who we are. If we sit in our own place and say, Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu, and we don't get up and do something about it, it will not manifest. Swami said, you are one arm, he says, I'm the other arm. Together we must cut the cloth of Dharma Samstapana. And these guys are really doing some amazing work. I really hope that you will inspire everybody in the zone. Most countries in our zone has not taken up this one. This is something, an opportunity for us all to do this. But if you all can become that example and be volunteers, I also can be trained.
How tall are you?
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for, dear friend. This is actually just flashes and insights of what we do in Zone 4, just to highlight the inspirational points. I think we've come to the end of the show. Oh, there's a video as well, I think. So, is that? You have a video. These guys go on helicopter and all that. T-shirts have all the Sai Rescue. This is the official training program that they do for other NGOs. So we've come to the last part of the show. This is the certificate that they get for doing this work. I think all of you should come and take a final bow. A big hand to this team. Remember, the tagline is, if it's happening somewhere, it can happen everywhere.
Sairam. Thank you, Zone 4 leaders, young adults, and our engaging doppelganger Rajinikanth host for bringing a live TV show to this auditorium. It was indeed very insightful and inspiring to know about all the work, the Sai work that is happening around the world. Next up, we have a few briefings on what to expect during the later part of today's program. The first part of the workshops focusing on mental well-being, titled Core Workshops, will be taking place today. Kindly note that the rooms allocated for you for today's workshop series will be the same as yesterday's allocations. The first part of the core workshops will begin at 2:35 p.m. today. Hence, please make sure to be seated in the same rooms as yesterday, 10 minutes prior to the workshop start. The designated facilitators will come to the room to conduct the workshops. Following the workshops, we will have a tea break, after which we will move into the next segment for today, the panel discussion. We have organized 4 interactive panel discussions. The first panel discussion, titled Empowering Leadership and Formulating Way Forward to Fulfill Sai's Mission, is for all young adults aged 21 to 40. The panelists for this session will be Brother Aravind Balasubramanya, Brother Kanichelvan Ravi Balan, Sister Nira Kanagasabai, and Dr. Tanesh Kumar Jagadiswaran. This panel discussion for the young adults will take place at this auditorium. Hence, you are kindly requested to move into this auditorium after your tea break. For all other brothers and sisters, we have organized a separate panel discussions. Brothers, you have an option of attending either an English panel discussion or a Tamil panel discussion. The panel discussion in Tamil is titled, How to Play an Effective Role in the Sai Mission. The panelists for this session will be Mr. Krishna Srinivasan, Mr. Krishnamurthy Venkatraman, who delivered an address to us in the morning, Mr. T.G. Krishnamurthy, former state president of Tamil Nadu, Sri Sathya Sai Seva Organization, India. Uncle, we are so grateful for having you with us today here. Thank you very much. Now, this panel discussion in Tamil will be held in the room signage by the board labeled T3 in the first floor of the building on my right and on your left. The panel discussion in English titled How to Spread Swami's Message to the World will have the following panelists: Dr. Narendranath Reddy, Mr. P.V. Sambasiva Rao, Mr. Manfred Mueller-Granzi, Mr. Krishnan Nair, Mr. Harish Naidu, and Mr. Mahesh Mallavarachi. This panel discussion is to be held in the room labeled T2 in the first floor of the building on my right and on your left. Kindly note that the panelists and the titles are also being displayed on the screen. The fourth panel discussion titled Empowering Women, How to Face Challenges of Today by Practicing Swami's Teachings will be for all other ladies. This panel discussion will consist of the following panelists: Mrs. Haimavati Reddy, Dr. Ramadevi Sankaran, Ms. Deepa Singh, Ms. Anuradha Venkateshwaran, Dr. Nalini Arumugam, and will be held in the room labeled E1 on the second floor of the building on my right, that is on your left. Brothers and sisters, let's now hear Brother Achudan for the translation. Thank you.
කෝ වැඩමුළුව නමින් මානසික යහ පැවැත්ම කේන්ද්‍ර කරගැනීමෙන් පැවැත්වෙන වැඩමුළුව පළවෙනි කොටස අද පවැත්වේ. අද වැඩමුළුව මාලාව සඳහා ඔබට වෙන්කර ඇති කාමර ඊයේ වෙන්කර කිරීමට වලට සමාන වන බව කරුණාවෙන් සලකන්න. කෝර්හි පළමු කොටස වැඩමුළුව අද පස්වරු 2:35 සිට ආරම්භ වනු ඇත. ඒ බැවින් කරුණාකර වැඩමුළු ආරම්භ වීමට මිනිත්තු 10කට පෙර ඊයේ පැවති කාමරවලම අසුන් ගැනීම වග බලා ගන්න. වැඩමුළු පැවැත්වීම සඳහා නම් කරන ලද පහසුකම් සපයන්නන් කාමරයට පැමිණෙනු ඇත. වැඩමුළුවෙන් පසුව අපට තේ විවේකයක් ලැබෙනු ඇත. ඉන් පසුව අපි ඊළඟ කොටස වන පැනල් සාකච්ඡා වෙත යන්නෙමු. අපි අන්තර් ක්‍රියාකාරී මණ්ඩල සාකච්ඡා 4ක් සංවිධානය කර ඇත. නායකත්වය සවිබල ගැන්වීම සහ සායිගේ මෙහෙවර ඉටු කිරීම සඳහා ඉතිරි මාවත සහස් කිරීම යන මාතෘකාවෙන් යුත් පළමු කමිටු සාකච්ඡාව වයස අවුරුදු 21 සිට 40 අතර සියලුම තරුණ වැඩිහිටියන් සඳහා වේ. මේම සැසිය සඳහා අපහා එක්වන්නේ අරවින්ද් බාලසුබ්‍රමණ්‍යා සහෝදරයා, කනිච්චෙල්වන් රවිබාලන් සහෝදරයා, නිරාකනකසබයි සහෝදරය, වෛද්‍ය තනේෂ් කුමාර් ජගදීශ්වරන් සහෝදරයා. තරුණ වැඩිහිටියන් සඳහා වන මේම සාකච්ඡාව මේම ශ්‍රවණාගාරයේදී පැවැත්වන බැවින් තේ විවේකයෙන් පසුව මේම ශ්‍රවණාගාරයට පැමිණෙන ලෙස කාරුණිකව ඉල්ලා සිටිමු. අනෙකුත් සියලුම සහෝදර සහෝදරයන් සඳහා අපි වෙනම සාකච්ඡා සංවිධානය කර ඇත. සහෝදරවරුනි, ඔබට ඉංග්‍රීසි අනුමණ්ඩල සාකච්ඡාවකට හෝ දෙමළ අනුමණ්ඩල සාකච්ඡාවකට සහභාගී වීමට විකල්පයක් ඇත. දෙමළ භාෂාව පැනල් සාකච්ඡාව නම් කර ඇත්තේ සායි මෙහෙම එළදායි කාර්යකාරයන් ඉටු කරන්නේ කෙසේද යන්නයි. මෙම පැනල් සාකච්ඡාව දෙමළ භාෂාවෙන් පැවැත්වනු ලබන්නේ මගේ දකුණු සහ ඔබගේ වම් පස ඇති ගොඩනැගිල්ලේ පළමු මහලේ T3 ලෙස නම් කර ඇති කාමරයේය. ස්වාමිගේ පණිවිඩය ලොවට පතුරවන්නේ කෙසේද යන මාතෘකාව යටතේ ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් කෙරෙන පැනල් සාකච්ඡාවට එක්වන්නේ ආචාර්ය නරේන්ද්‍රනාත් රෙඩ්ඩි මහතා, පී.වී. සාම්බසිවා රාව් මහතා, මැන්ෆ්‍රෙඩ් මුලර් ග්‍රාන්සි මහතා, ක්‍රිෂ්ණන් නායර් මහතා, හරිෂ් නායිඩු මහතා සහ මහේෂ් මල්ලවාරච්චි මහතා. මෙම පැනල් සාකච්ඡාව පැවැත්වීමට නියමිත ඇත්තේ මගේ දකුණු පස ඔබේ වම් පැත්තේ ඇති ගොඩනැගිල්ලේ පළමු මහලේ T2 ලෙස ලේබල් කර ඇති කාමරයේය. පැනලිස් සහ මාතෘකාද තිරයේ ප්‍රදර්ශනය වන බව කරුණාවෙන් සලකන්න. කාන්තාවන් සවිබල ගැන්වීම ස්වාමිගේ ඉගෙන්වීමෙන් පිළිපැදීමෙන් වර්තමාන අභියෝගවලට මුහුණ දෙන්නේ කෙසේද යන මාතෘකාවෙන් යුත් සිව්වන මණ්ඩල සාකච්ඡාව අනෙකුත් සියලුම කාන්තාවන් සඳහා වේ. මේ පැනල් සාකච්ඡාවට එක්වන්නේ හයිමාවති රෙඩ්ඩි මහත්මිය, ආචාර්ය රමාදේවි ශංකරන් මහත්මිය, දීපා සිං මහත්මිය, අනුරාධා වෙංකටේශ්වරන් මහත්මිය, වෛද්‍ය නලිනී ආර්මුගම්. මේම සාකච්ඡාව පවත්වන්නේ මගේ දකුණු පැත්තේ ඇති ගොඩනැගිල්ලේ දෙවන මහලේ E1 ලෙස ලේබල් කර ඇති කාමරයේය. සහෝදර සහෝදරයනි, මේම පැනල් සාකච්ඡාව ඔබ සවිබල ගැන්වීම හා ඔබගේ දිව්‍යමය අත්දැකීම අරුතක් එක්කිරීමට ඇත්තයි අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ. න්‍යාය පත්‍රයේ පහත අයිතිමය වන සායි තරුණ වැඩිහිටියන්ගේ උපාධි ප්‍රදානෝත්සවය පැවැත්වෙන්නේ විද්වත් මණ්ඩල සාකච්ඡාවලින් පසුව මෙම ශ්‍රවණාගාරයේ වෙන යෑමට ඔබත් වග බලා ගන්න. දැන් අපි සියලු බැතිමතුන් දිවා ආහාරය සඳහා එක්වන මෙන් කාරුණිකව ඉල්ලා සිටිමු. කරුණාකර ශ්‍රවණාගාරයෙන් පිටුපස පිවසීම හරහා සහ පිළිවෙලට පිටුපස පේලියේ සිට ඉදිරි පේලිය දක්වා පිටවීමට වග බලා ගන්න. දිවා ආහාරයෙන් පසුව කාරුණිකව ඊයේ ඔබට පවරා ඇති කාමරවලට පැවැත්වන කෝර් වැඩමුළු වෙත පිවිසෙන්න. සායිරාම්.
ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாய்ராம். மீண்டும் இவ்வறிவித்தல்களை உங்களுக்கு அறிய தருகின்றோம். உடல் நலத்தினை மையப்படுத்தி நேற்றைய தினம் இடம்பெற்ற பயிற்சி பட்டறைகளைப் போல் இன்றைய தினமும் நாளைய தினமும் உளநலத்தினை மையப்படுத்திய பயிற்சி பட்டறைகள் இடம்பெற உள்ளன. கோ பயிற்சி பட்டறைகள் என பெயரிடப்பட்டுள்ள இத்தொடரின் முதலாவது அத்தியாயம் இன்றைய தினமும், இரண்டாவது அத்தியாயமானது நாளைய தினமும் இடம்பெறவிருக்கின்றது. நேற்றைய தின பயிற்சி பட்டறைகளுக்காக நீங்கள் சமூகமளித்திருந்த அதே அறையிலேயே இன்றைய மற்றும் நாளைய பயிற்சி பட்டறைகளும் இடம்பெறும். ஆகவே கோ மனநல பயிற்சி பட்டறைகளின் முதலாவது அத்தியாயத்திற்காக நீங்கள் நேற்று சென்றிருந்த அதே அறையினுக்கு இன்று மதியம் 2:35 மணியளவில் செல்லுமாறு அன்புடன் கேட்டுக்கொள்கின்றோம். இப்பயிற்சி பட்டறைகளினை தொடர்ந்து ஒரு சிறு தேநீர் இடைவெளியை காண்போம். அதனைத் தொடர்ந்து இன்றைய நாளுக்கான அடுத்த நிகழ்ச்சியாவது குழு கலந்துரையாடல்கள், அதாவது பேனல் டிஸ்கஷன்ஸ் இடம்பெறும். அந்த வகையில் நாம் 4 குழு கலந்துரையாடல்களை இன்று ஒழுங்கமைத்திருக்கின்றோம். முதலாவது குழு கலந்துரையாடலானது தலைமைத்துவ பண்பினை வலுவூட்டலோடு சாயின் குறிக்கோள்களை நிறைவேற்றும் வண்ணம் முன்னடத்தல் என்ற தலைப்பில் இடம்பெறும் இந்த கலந்துரையாடலானது 21 தொடக்கம் 40 வயது வரையினை சார்ந்த சாயி இளைஞர் சகோதர சகோதரியினருக்கு இடம்பெறும். இக்கலந்துரையாடலினை நடத்த அரவிந்த் பாலசுப்ரமணியம் அவர்கள், கனிச்செல்வன் ரவிபாலன் அவர்கள், நிரா கனகசபை அவர்கள், வைத்தியர் தனேஷ்குமார் ஜெகதீஸ்வரன் அவர்கள் நம்மோடு இணைந்திருக்கின்றனர். இந்த பயிற்சி பட்டறையானது இதே கேட்போர் கூடத்தில் நடைபெறவிருக்கின்றது. ஆகவே தேநீர் விருந்திற்கு பின்னராக நீங்கள் இதே கேட்போர் கூடத்திற்கு சமூகம் அளிக்குமாறு அன்புடன் கேட்டுக்கொள்கின்றோம். சாயி இளைஞர் யுவதிகளை தவிர்த்த ஏனைய சகோதர சகோதரிகளுக்கு ஒழுங்கு செய்யப்பட்டிருக்கின்ற கலந்துரையாடல்களை பற்றி இனி பார்ப்போம். சாயி சகோதரர்களுக்கு தாங்கள் விரும்புகின்ற மொழியில், அதாவது தமிழ் அல்லது ஆங்கிலத்தில் இக்கலந்துரையாடலில் பங்கெடுப்பதற்கான வசதியுண்டு. தமிழ் மொழியில் பங்கெடுக்க விரும்புகின்ற சகோதரர்கள் எனது வலது பக்கத்திற்கு, அதாவது உங்களது இடது பக்கத்தில் இருக்கின்ற கட்டடத்தின் முதலாவது மாடியில் T3 என பெயரிடப்பட்டுள்ள அறையில் சாயின் பணியில் எவ்வாறு ஒரு வினைத்திறன் மிக்க பங்கினை ஆற்றுவது என பெயரிடப்பட்டுள்ள இக்கலந்துரையாடல் இடம்பெற உள்ளது. இதனை கிருஷ்ணா ஸ்ரீனிவாசன் அவர்கள், இன்று காலை எம்முடன் இணைந்திருந்த கிருஷ்ணமூர்த்தி வெங்கடரமணன் அவர்கள், ஸ்ரீ சத்யசாயி சேவா அமைப்பு இந்தியாவின் முன்னைநாள் மாநில தலைவரான அன்பிற்குரிய திரு டி.ஜி. கிருஷ்ணமூர்த்தி அவர்கள் தலைமையேற்று நடாத்துவார்கள். அடுத்ததாக ஆங்கில மொழியின் கலந்துரையாடலில் பங்கெடுக்க விரும்புகின்ற சாயி சகோதரர்கள் எனது வலது பக்கத்திற்கும் உங்கள் இடது பக்கத்திலும் இருக்கின்ற கட்டடத்தின் முதலாவது மாடியில் T2 என பெயரிடப்பட்டுள்ள அறையில் இடம்பெறும். சுவாமியின் செய்தியை உலகறியச் செய்வது எப்படி என்ற தலைப்பில் நடைபெறவுள்ள இந்த கலந்துரையாடலானது வைத்தியர் திரு நரேந்திரநாத் ரெட்டி அவர்கள், பி. சாம்பசிவராவ் அவர்கள், மேன்ஃப்ரெட் முவல்ல கிரான்சி அவர்கள், கிருஷ்ணன் நாயர் அவர்கள், ஹரிஷ் நாயுடு அவர்கள் மற்றும் மகேஷ் மல்லவராட்சி அவர்கள் இவர்களால் இது நடாத்தப்பட உள்ளது. இக்கலந்துரையாடல்கள் பற்றிய விவரமானது தற்பொழுது திரையிலும் திரையிடப்பட்டிருக்கின்றது என்பதனை நாங்கள் அறிய தருகின்றோம். நான்காவதாக சாயி மகளிருக்காக பெண்களை வலுவூட்டல், இற்றைய கால சவால்களை சுவாமியின் போதனைகளை கைக்கொண்டு எதிர்கொள்வது எப்படி என்ற தலைப்பில் இக்கலந்துரையாடலானது இடம்பெற உள்ளது. இதனை நடாத்த ஹைம்வதி ரெட்டி அவர்கள், ரமாதேவி சங்கரன் அவர்கள், தீபா சிங் அவர்கள், அனுராதா வெங்கடேஸ்வரன் அவர்கள், வைத்தியர் நளினி ஆறுமுகம் அவர்கள் என்போர் எம்முடன் இன்று இணைந்திருக்கின்றனர். இந்த பயிற்சி பட்டறையானது எனது வலது பக்கத்திற்கும் உங்கள் இடது பக்கத்திலும் இருக்கின்ற கட்டடத்தின் இரண்டாவது மாடியில் E1 என பெயரிடப்பட்டுள்ள அறையில் நடைபெற உள்ளது. இக்கலந்துரையாடலின் முடிவில் மீண்டும் இதே கேட்போர் கூடத்திற்கு வருகை தருமாறு அன்புடன் கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறோம். அதனை தொடர்ந்திருக்கும் சாயி இளைஞர் சகோதர சகோதரியருக்கான அங்கீகார நிகழ்வு இடம்பெறும். அதிலும் கலந்து கொள்ளுமாறு அன்புடன் நாங்கள் கேட்டுக்கொள்கின்றோம். தற்போது அன்பர்களை நாங்கள் மதிய உணவினை நோக்கி செல்லுமாறு அழைக்கின்றோம். இந்த கேட்போர் கூடத்தின் பின்புற வாயிலில் இருக்கின்ற கதவு வழியாக மாத்திரம் வெளியே செல்லுமாறு அன்புடன் நாங்கள் கேட்டுக்கொள்கின்றோம். அந்த வகையில் பின்புற நிரலில் இருந்து தொடங்கி முன்னோக்கி ஒவ்வொரு நிரலாக அன்பர்கள் வெளியே செல்லுமாறு அன்புடன் நாங்கள் இத்தரப்பில் கேட்டுக்கொள்கின்றோம். மதிய உணவினை தொடர்ந்து நேற்றைய தினம் தாங்கள் இருந்திருந்த அதே அறைக்கு பயிற்சி பட்டறைகளுக்காக செல்லுமாறு கேட்டுக்கொள்கின்றோம். சாய்ராம்.
Brothers and sisters, we hope that this panel discussions will empower you and add meaning to your divine experience. Kindly ensure to make your way to this auditorium after the panel discussions, where the following item will be on the agenda. The convocation of Sai young adults will take place. Now, we kindly request all devotees to please join for lunch. Please ensure to leave the auditorium through the back entrance and in an orderly manner, starting from the back row all the way to the front. Following lunch, kindly make your way to the core workshops, which will be held at the same rooms you were assigned with yesterday. Sai Ram.